start this up. Boom, boom, boom. The stream is live. The stream is live.
You didn't tell your mother to listen to this, or your...
I definitely did not.
Good.
No.
Good.
Oh,
On
God.
purpose.
I feel like I need to start telling people that when we ask them on for the first time. It's their first time in the studios. Hey,
It feels like the first.
don't let anyone that you care about know that you're on this podcast
That's
show.
the plan. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
The man in black fled across the desert, and the gunslinger followed.
This episode of the
Last
is brought to you by
Geist Note.
and
Victor Wrench.
and Plastic Object.
This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Get the iHeartRadio app. Now you can hear the same shitty music you hear on the radio on your phone or tablet. Yeah. Not done listening to the latest Breaking Benjamin jam? Don't worry, you can take them into work with you. Are the Bobs giving you a hard time about wearing your Toby Keith shirt on Jeans Day? Tune them out with some boot in their ass. You getting all worked up watching the new Nicki Minaj video? Take it into the bathroom and finish stroking that fine white cock. iHeartRadio app. Listen to the same shitty music you listen to on the way to your shitty job any time of your shitty day.
Evils and contracts with churn. Support for my idleness. Come on, just do it. Smile while you do it. Come on, just find who you hit.
Show number 278. It is Tuesday, September 4th, 2018. We're listening to the smooth and mellow tones of Hoof here in the background. You know, it always makes me want to drink. Like I should be drunk. Like just.
Hello. My name is Matt.
Are you going to do the whole show
I'm
like
on
this now?
The Jared Jonestown Massacre podcast. Happy Tuesday, Dustin. To
Happy
you.
Tuesday, Matt.
And all the show 278.
And happy Tuesday to our guest this week, Michael Briggs. How you doing?
I'm well. Happy Tuesday to you.
Hello, Michael Briggs.
Thank you for having me.
My name is Matt Stubbs. I'm on the Jared Jonestown podcast, right?
Yes.
You say that?
You don't have to break it all up, or you don't. You just
Don't.
lost your full character.
Yeah,
by going
that's
that
a
way.
tough thing to do. I don't like that
Can
idea
you imagine
anymore.
doing that for 2 hours?
Well, we're about to find out.
No, we're not. Michael, I'm glad you drove all the way down here.
Yeah.
How's the weather?
Happy to. It's not great.
Yeah,
Was it raining on you up that way?
No.
it looked like it was about to on my way in.
You know, some people think that Denton's in another country and that you need a passport to get there.
Denton isn't Canada.
It's not
It's
that
not.
far.
It's not Canada.
You can make that drive
Do you have to have
in
a
about
passport?
30 minutes.
Do you have to have your passport to go to Denton?
No, but you have to have your passport to go to WinStar.
Yeah.
Because that's the world's casino, and you can go through 7 countries in
Is
one
it
night.
still the largest casino in the world?
It's the second largest in the world.
Is it?
Yeah.
Who took it
I heard,
over?
I don't know, but I heard it got taken over. I occasionally do some weird like stagehand work there,
Oh, really?
and it's not great.
Did you do any at the
Like
Weezer
a
show?
like a puppet theater?
No, like
Oh.
loading in for shows, loading in and
Oh,
out.
okay.
Yeah.
I plugged in Bob Dylan's mic.
Oh,
Cool.
Not allowed to watch the show, but I plugged in his mic.
why can't you watch the show?
It's not part of that. You're just
That's not
crew,
part of
the,
it.
the crew doesn't get to
They're
watch
like,
the show.
get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Get out.
I did kind of sneak in and watch a little bit of Dolly Parton. It was really good.
That would have been great.
It was great. I saw like 3 songs.
I thought about going up there and taking my grandparents.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's the
'cause they're
second
huge.
largest in the world then, we think. The second largest casino in the world. Can they stop having Annies yet? Like, do we have to pay the
that's-
dealer?
No, I think
still?
that's Oklahoma law.
Oh, is that
I
why they
think
do
that's
it?
what it is. Yeah, it's Oklahoma
It's
law.
not because they're cheap bastards,
Whoa, sir.
right? Sorry, Oklahoma.
No, but I think that's Oklahoma law.
So Oklahoma's cheap bastards.
Yes, the whole state is. You
Sorry
know,
about
it took
that,
them
Oklahoma.
forever to change their liquor laws.
Yeah.
We're kind of upset about that.
Well, you know, I went on a camping trip up there, and they told we were on the Texas side, so I guess it wasn't technically Oklahoma, and they told us that you can't drink on that side of the lake, right?
I'm
Of
okay.
Texoma.
Yeah.
You can't. In a
You
Texas
can't.
state park, you're not allowed to drink.
No.
You have to be inside your tent.
Yes.
But on the Oklahoma side, you can shoot fireworks, play with
Heroin.
Yeah. Get it down up there, man.
Yeah, you're not supposed to drink in a Texas
State
state
park.
park, which is going to cause some issues here in a few months.
Oh, we're getting close to setting the date, and I think it's going to pan out the way that we talked. The second round of talks. The first round, the first weekend, I think is when we're going to go.
Okay.
So are we allowed to talk about that yet?
Not yet, but we got to confirm it with the rest of the parties involved.
Is it gonna be
see
open
if
to
they
the
can do
public?
second. We don't know yet. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll talk
So,
about that later.
How's your
Let's
weekend,
be
man?
grouped. It's been fun. It was a nice holiday weekend where I just chilled,
No, you didn't.
relaxed. Yeah, I did.
You're a liar.
This is the first time I chilled and relaxed, except going.
No. Monday night, you didn't chill. You had to go to Dallas.
Oh, and then I went to Jared's. So our buddy Jared's.
You went to
house.
Jared's?
Yes, and I bought you a ring.
Did you watch any John McCain coverage?
Nope.
Not one bit?
No. The guy's
we-
dead. What do I care?
Are we not casting live more John McCain coverage right now?
No.
Because I feel like we need to be. Because we've had it for 2 fucking weeks now
I mean, that's why I'm here.
no, they
for
had,
John McCain
I'm
coverage.
here for John
You're
McCain.
here for John McCain?
Yeah.
No, they had to end the John McCain funeral early because Dead Vinyl is still winning awards, and they had to
Nice.
get back to that.
Well, yeah. Well, I think what they need to do with these people now, and John McCain, they should have done opening ceremonies like they do the Olympics,
And what?
and then
you
have
set his body on fire as the
Yeah,
torch?
sure, fuck it. I'm
That's
sick of
weird.
it.
And then Aretha Franklin sings.
No, I'll get to that too.
No.
So there was a point though. No, have the opening ceremonies of John McCain,
Mhm.
his funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Great American, stay hard, Mr. McCain.
It's kind of weird because I remember a lot of people bitching about John
They
McCain.
did. They were.
Yeah.
They were.
Not a
A
fan.
lot of people
So-
hated him. But
Not
and then
a fan.
have 2 weeks. Don't derail me of
Okay.
John McCain coverage,
did they drive him through the streets of Washington?
and then have closing ceremonies of John McCain's death, like opening ceremonies, just like the Olympics.
Do we
2
play
weeks.
sports?
I don't
in
know.
between?
We got to work that out. But you damn sure have to watch it on TV though. Every single station.
Everybody has to watch it.
Yeah.
What about the Dead Vinyl Awards?
Dead Vinyl. We'll have a little kind of like the Aretha. Her funeral. We'll have a little box where you can still watch John McCain's funeral.
Where'd they have John McCain's at?
I have no
Don't
idea.
tell me St. Patrick's.
I think the National Cathedral.
Yeah, the
Did they?
National.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where'd they have Aretha's?
I'm not. I think that was in
Not-
Atlanta.
I'm not
maybe,
sure.
or something.
Was
No,
it?
Detroit.
Detroit,
It was in
probably.
Detroit. Yeah.
Yeah.
They still have churches in Detroit? They're
Yeah, they
all
haven't
abandoned?
foreclosed. They didn't foreclose on the churches yet.
Well, that's
Sorry,
gonna,
Detroit. Stay hard,
It's
Detroit.
going to make my next photo safari weird.
I like how I just ripped from the ticket
Was Eminem there?
at where
At Aretha
The
Franklin's?
John McCain.
No.
I think he
Aretha's.
performed live at John McCain's award.
That cut off his new album that he released on Friday?
Dude, not bad either.
I haven't heard it.
I thought it was going to be a
He's
joke.
angry.
Yeah.
I didn't like the last one before this one at all.
Yeah.
And this one actually is really good. I thought it was really good. I've ripped through it one time. He scorched earth.
Yeah, he just shit on everybody.
Yeah, which is what he's best at, right?
Yeah. That's
It's
what
just-
we want.
It's what I do before the show.
No, that was just my toilet, not everybody.
But it was. Did you listen to the whole thing yet? You sent it to me.
Yeah, I've listened to it
It's
like
good.
2 or 3 times.
It's way better than the one before it. What was the one before it where they did the everybody?
Recovery?
No, it wasn't Recovery, was it?
I think it was Recovery.
Oh, was it?
I don't know.
He's got to stop with the R's.
Relapse, recovery.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
anyway, I
okay,
thought it was
so
good.
back to this funeral. I didn't
Funeral
watch any
fest?
of it. Was it interesting at all?
No, I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Isn't John McCain's daughter hot or something like that?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, she's not. She's the girl on The View, isn't she?
I don't know. I don't
think
watch
she's
The
a.
View.
I think she's a lesbian.
Megan McCain.
Isn't
I
she a
don't think-
lesbian?
I don't think so.
Is she
Am I
that
making
she's a
shit up?
lesbian?
I
I
don't
thought
think
she was
so.
a lesbian.
She is on The
Because-
View.
Let's see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But she's not a lesbian.
Pretty sure she's not.
She's a conservative.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay.
She's...
No, she's not hot either. She kind of looks like Adele.
There's nothing wrong with Adele, but she does not look like Adele.
I just like going out of my way to kick her in the crotch because I know you have a soft spot. for
Adele?
her.
I just want to
Yeah.
go
She
drinking.
has a great voice.
She
Yeah.
has an amazing voice.
I want to go drinking with Adele. That's all I want to
You
do.
just want to have whiskey with her.
I
don't
want to
you?
go sit down at a pub and drink with her and just talk.
So you mean to tell me you didn't watch any John McCain coverage?
No, are
Or
you kidding?
Any Aretha Franklin coverage?
So Friday night, Ozark season 2 came out, and so did Jack Ryan.
you're jumping way up in the show notes.
But all I'm saying is there was binge-worthy TV this week, and I couldn't be bothered by funeral discussion.
okay. Okay.
Did you watch any, Michael?
I did not.
See?
No.
Do we know it's not still going on though?
The Dead Vinyl Awards?
The John McCain funeral coverage.
Oh, no, we don't know.
Okay.
The procession lasts a while.
I thought it was like Hands Across America. They were going to just take him
Are
the
they
way
gonna,
it was going.
Are they going to plasticize him and put
I
him in a
think he's
box?
touring with Metallica.
Plasticized?
Yeah.
In a box?
Yeah. How great would that be if you were a rock band and you toured with the corpse of a president?
He wasn't a president, though.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
He's a senator.
He ran for president.
He ran for president.
Yeah. And he failed.
Very
'Cause
much a not president.
You know why? You know why he wasn't president?
Because Sarah
Because
Palin.
you got to learn, if you're going to come to America, you better learn to speak American.
Yeah. Her.
Sarah Palin.
Miss, I shot a caribou in my pajamas in the backyard or something like that.
And-
And I can see Russia from here.
Yeah. Did you hear she got snubbed? She didn't get invited to the funeral or any of the funerals.
She screwed up his presidency run.
Yeah, but they shouldn't hold that against her. I mean, Obama was a cool dude back
I think
then.
she had houses to paint.
I love that. Anyway, yeah, she got snubbed. Guess who else got snubbed? I'm very, very angry right now.
Did you think he was actually going to be there after all the crap he
I
said
thought
against
maybe the president
No.
would get invited.
him? No.
And what is this invitations to funerals? When did that start happening? Have you ever been invited to a funeral? This is weird to me. This is new. I don't know. My family is Southern Baptist, not
they're,
me.
They're not going to invite you to your funeral. Wait.
Well, yeah, that wouldn't. But do J-Dubs, do y'all invite people to your funerals?
No, it's whoever shows up.
Yeah. Are you a religious person at all? Have you ever been invited to a funeral?
No. I mean, you hear about them and then you go. You don't
Yeah.
receive an invitation in the mail, I don't think.
Yeah, so what's this new
Yeah.
invitation
You just
only
kinda-
type thing?
It's word of mouth. This is when it's going to be. And
Yeah.
here's the, what do you call
You
it?
know
The
what?
obituary. It kind of tells you when
Fuck
it's going to
him.
be.
If he doesn't invite me,
Which,
Ivanka, I'm not going.
You
I
wanna-
swear to God.
you want a life pro tip right now?
Yeah. Don't invite people to your funeral?
No. Don't put the obituary in the paper until the day after.
Yeah.
Because that is a clear sign that your house will be empty at this time and that it can be robbed, because that's what happened to my neighbor across the street.
Oh, yeah?
They broke in and took all his dead wife's
See-
jewelry,
While they were all at the funeral?
money, while everybody was at the funeral. When they came back to have the post-funeral, dinner, and everybody kind of,
You almost said party.
well, what do you call it, a party? Well, I've always called it a party, and we've always called it a party, but it's not really a party. It's just
Yeah.
the dinner, and there is a proper name for it. I just don't know what it is. But they got over there and
Wake?
freaked
The
out.
wake.
Not a wake. Is it the wake?
Is it the
I
wake?
think it's the wake.
I think it is too.
Okay.
We're in
But
agreement
you go
here.
to the wake,
We're in
and
agreeance.
you're hanging out around the house, and but when he got
right
over
across
there,
the street.
he noticed that the back window was broke in, and that's what the cops determined was the obituary was in the paper like 3 days earlier, telling the exact time and where
everyone's
the
going to
funeral
be.
was going to be.
Makes sense.
They knew the house was going to be empty, and
It does make sense.
That's like the guys who got the truck stolen in Arlington, and it got brought back. Said sorry, we had needed to use your truck for an emergency, and left him 4 Ranger tickets. And then the guy took his family, and then while he was gone, they completely unloaded his house.
really,
Yeah,
that's weird.
verified story, man.
Did you just make this up?
No, real deal.
Yes, Jason. It was the guy that killed the.
That's got to be another level of hell, though. If you're going through the obituaries to find your scores, I mean, you're an evil fucker at that point.
Yeah.
Your life has not gone the way you thought it was going to go. Or did it go completely the way you thought it was going to go?
Is that the way you wanted it to go?
I would think that you got to be a pretty bad son of a bitch to do that.
So
Your friends don't talk you out of that one? Hey, man, let's don't do this one. You know, I've been thinking about this whole obituary. I mean, it's a great idea.
think about the
Where you're
times you've
going
been
with
on
it,
meth
but
and the stuff the
I've never
extremes
been
you've
on,
done.
sir. I've never in my life. Well, I'm glad you brought that up. We had to clear that up on the Jerry Jonestown Massacre podcast.
that
show.
you've never been on meth.
That I've never been on meth.
Pee on this ketosis strip now,
See if I'm in ketosis.
and that means you're on meth.
If it turns like the darker it is, the more meth I've done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Or I'm pregnant.
Or you're pregnant.
Yeah. No, man, that's a shit thing to do.
It really is. That was my life pro tip.
Yeah. Well, next time I'm invited to a funeral, I'm not going to go because now I'm going to be scared that the person that invited me to the funeral is going to come steal my Xbox. It's about all I got of
fake
value.
Funeral?
That's pretty much the long and short of it. My house, if you break into my house, is my Xbox.
Yeah, that's all that needs to be there.
Anything else, I'm like, my guns, my AR. I'd be pissed, but
I'd
still
take it to the funeral with me.
shoot it off.
Open carry.
Drink.
I can open carry this thing anywhere I want to
Sarah
go.
Palin said I could do it.
Yeah, I'm here for John McCain.
John McCain. So I feel like they should have had separate. Like, was it on the same day?
I don't think so.
Was it?
Well, see, I heard that there was stuff going on.
I think they were like back to back, 2 days.
They
like-
didn't do a double header.
I don't think so.
a double header funeral.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so was Bill Clinton at both? Because there's a lot of pictures of him looking at performers' asses.
Ariana Grande, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, she's turning into like.
What was she wearing?
I don't know. Who wears that to a funeral? By the way, like they're getting. Someone got handsy with her, right?
Yeah, the priest.
The preacher or the
Yeah.
priest,
Yeah.
got handsy with her,
Yep.
and they're trying to make a big deal out of it.
It's a priest.
He's just trying to bless her, right?
What do you expect? Look at all the stuff that's
I
going
don't think
on in
he's
the
a Catholic.
Church.
I don't watch it because I don't know. You don't. First of all, you want us killed? Do not fuck with the Catholic Church.
Are
We
they the
know,
ones that attacked us when we started this show?
Yeah,
Or was
a
that
couple of times.
Westboro?
Them, well, they're methed. But anyway, did you see what she was wearing at the like? And I'm sorry, she's a great performer, but she's a little.
Whoa!
Okay, what?
Aretha Franklin's funeral was 9 hours long.
Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I got shit to do. Put the
Yeah.
bitch in the ground. Let's go.
Well, have you ever gone to a black church? It's
Yes.
kind of the same thing, man. You got to.
I haven't.
It's
I would like
long,
to.
It's a.
I've
It's
always
a,
kinda wanted
It was
to.
really cool. I've been a couple of times, and one of them was the big Eagles Nest Cathedral out there. Do you remember that by the Naval Air Station
Mhm.
out in what's that lake right there over in
Uh,
Dallas, in Grand Prairie, that area?
It's not Lake Dallas, is it?
It might be.
It's. I think
Where
it may be,
DBU's
but-
at and all that.
Yeah.
They used to
Where
have
the
this
Dallas
big
Naval
church.
Air Station
yeah,
was.
and that wasn't a totally black church. But then my buddies that I was hanging with at the time took me to one over in Stop 6, and
Mhm.
that was a 4-hour adventure. And I was so hungry and so pissed. I was like, I can't believe you fucking fucks. And it went on and on, and it was funny because they would do it was a charismatic place too.
Yeah.
So they would do the like start dancing and everything, and they'd build it up to this crescendo, and then they bring it back down, and then they bring it down. And you're like, okay, we're about to get out. He's gonna do the hey, if you want Jesus in your life, come down and all that, and just like a Baptist church. No, not at all. it starts getting up. And like someone will do something like yeah or something like that, and then another one will pick up on that, and one of the churchgoers will be like hey, and then one of them will do both hands, oh, and then next thing you know, it just starts snowballing, and there we do it again, and it's another 20-30 minutes of cool church songs and stuff and dancing around and
And you
everything.
think we're done?
And then they're like, okay, they're bringing it down. Okay, for sure, this time. There's no way they're going to do that again for the 6th time in a row. We're done, right? I mean, what? At first, I started to think that it was something that they were not going to quit until I went down and got hands laid on me, is where I thought this thing was going to end up going. And
Maybe
I was
that's
so
what they were
hungry.
shooting for.
We're going to get that white kid down here.
Did it work?
No.
Oh.
No.
So
I
it's
never
like-
got saved.
So it's like watching Lord of the Rings. You're like, man, this has got to be over. They got to be done walking by
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But no, they just
It was an
keep
adventure.
fucking walking.
And it is something I would tell everyone in this world to go witness it, because it is cool.
Is there one around here?
Yeah, there's a ton.
Yeah?
Just like I said, go to Stop 6.
Okay.
And there's a
Go to
ton of-
Como.
yeah, Como.
There's some cool ones in Como.
Yeah, there's some really cool. There's one in there's several in Arlington as well. But anyway,
there
is
was
an
one
experience.
behind the house I lived in Hurst.
Yeah.
And it was in a little shopping center thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you would hear them. They would open the doors up in the summer when it was
Yeah.
nice, and they would be just singing in there, and it would be blasted.
Yeah.
everywhere. It's really cool.
They're hardcore, man.
Yeah.
And the other thing is the food afterwards. It is kind of worth the wait, because I don't know if the Black Church always does it on after every session, but
Dude,
the
they
couple
cook
times I
breakfast
went,
with no
they
hog.
have full on lunches afterwards and stuff, and that's smack your mama. That's what it's all about right there. I told you about the time. This is funny. This reminds me. I told you about the time I was not on meth or anything at Louisiana right after Katrina, and I accidentally walked in a church that was at it was evacuees that were staying right outside of
Is that the time you
Samstown.
laughed and said, "Ha ha, I live in Dallas, and my house wasn't touched," and you turned around and ran out?
No, I didn't say that at all. I ran far as way because I was up. I was turned up.
Why were you in New Orleans after?
It wasn't New
Katrina?
Orleans. It was
were you at?
it was Shreveport.
Oh, Shreveport. Why were
I
you
went
in
down
Shreveport
just to
after?
gamble.
So you went to gamble while these
No,
people
this
are
was-
trying to find a
dude,
place to
no.
live.
This was like six or 7 months afterwards.
Oh, okay.
This was a while back. I mean,
Oh,
a while
I
afterwards.
thought you just rub it in their face. Look at me, I can gamble.
No, and
You
I had
guys
been
are trying to
drinking-
find a place
me
to
and-
live.
Me and about 4 guys. We went for a bachelor party, and we freaking
Oh,
were
even worse.
gambling all
Look at
night
me, I can
long.
get married.
We weren't rubbing it in their faces. I made a wrong turn. Okay, that's all it was.
Into Shreveport?
No, into the room at the Holiday Inn that I was staying at next to the casinos.
And it was an orgy?
It was not an orgy.
Oh,
Do you want to tell the story?
but I like Choose Your Own Adventure better.
Yeah. Your story's way better than mine. But I accidentally made a wrong turn. I was looking for a Coke, like a Coke machine. And I went into a room and they were having church.
What?
I was wondering if I was going to get that by. I went looking for a Coke machine.
Mm-hmm.
No, I went to look for a real deal Coke machine, and I accidentally walked into a temporary church, and they were full on having their church, and I'm still drunk,
Singing? Did you go in it?
still.
Like, did you sit down?
No,
Oh.
they looked. I was in a freaking Lamb of God shirt, and like,
That's perfect.
That
well,
is
yeah,
perfect.
true.
I'm
Or
the Lamb
I don't,
of God.
I don't know if it was Lamb of God. It might have been a Pantera shirt, but I looked like this was not.
Middle up your ass.
This was not responsible Stubbs. This was the bad Stubbs.
This is the one that's had half glitter on his face. and
right, the one that was
Stunk of the night.
stunk of a dumpster.
Uh,
Yeah, it was him. He showed up,
mm.
and he got scared and turned, and they're like, "No, you come in, you come in." I was like, "No, I'm good, I'm good. I'm just gonna
Oh,
go back."
Sweet. You got a bowl of water up there. I need to wash this glitter off my face.
My pregnant wife's up there. I've been a hustler, 9 hours, coked up, out of my mind.
Okay.
Stupid.
Shreveport has a hustler club, right?
Yeah, and it's awesome. And I got thrown out of there that trip.
Okay.
The trip I'm talking about, I got thrown out of it.
Did they also have a place called the Players Club?
I don't know. Maybe there was some after-hour
That
places.
was over there by the Sam.
No, that's Hustler Club.
That's the one by Sam's.
Yeah,
Sam
right
Town?
next to it. Samstown, or not Samstown, it was El Dorado. And maybe it was Samstown. Horseshoes on the other side. Yeah, it was Samstown. You're right. Samstown and El Dorado.
Because you can walk from El Dorado to Samstown.
And you can walk to the Hustler Club.
Okay.
And the hotel that I'm talking about, the Holiday Inn, was just over that bridge on that main street. And that's where that happened at.
So 9 hours, and there was a 15-minute speech by the Reverend that everybody's pissed off about. Like the whole family, Aretha Franklin's family is pissed off about.
Yeah.
That it wasn't shown?
I don't know. I didn't watch any of this. This is all news.
Did you hear what?
I'm turning to you because I thought this is what you did all weekend.
No, you mean to tell you the best part of the Aretha Franklin funeral is?
What?
Is the preacher's freaking rant on Trump. Like, I guess...
That's what they're pissed off about.
This is the weird thing now is, that's the best part of it, too, by the way.
Aretha Franklin was old and she died, but it's Trump's fault.
When did funerals become a roast, by the way? Because he didn't just stop with that. He also roasted Obama.
I want all y'all to roast my dead body.
Well,
I want it propped up and y'all be roasting it.
This preacher also roasted Obama.
And I can't retort. So
no,
I can just go to town.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I want mine to be a roast.
Well, that's starting to be the thing that's in style. Okay, they're starting.
Don't roast Trump.
Are you going to invite me?
Roast me? Well, I don't know. I got to look at the invitation list.
Yeah, if I'm on the invitation list, I'll do what I can to see if I can get in the roast session. But apparently now that's the thing. You have to be invited to funerals and you have to roast people now.
You have to be a.
I also saw another one of
Comedy Central comedian.
McCain's daughter, and she was going off on. She was roasting Trump about something about America being great again. You can shove America, whatever. That's the new. No, I'm serious. Look it up. She went on a rant herself.
Why?
I don't know.
Is this the new thing? Instead of saying this guy was a good guy, now he's in heaven. You know, that was the carbon copy script of every funeral was
play Freebird.
You know, he never did any wrong, and he served his country, and he killed a bunch of
Nazis.
Nazis.
I leave here
but
tomorrow,
now he's found his place in heaven. Hold on, rewind the tape here. He killed people, and yet he's going to go to heaven. That's what you
John
just
McCain?
told me? No, that's
or
what
just
I'm
period.
saying.
Yeah,
just period. Like when you go to a funeral.
There is another side of how great John McCain actually was. I hate to piss off our Republican listeners. Sorry.
Didn't he run?
But there's some
as a Republican.
Who?
He was very much a Republican.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody thinks. Well, that's what I'm trying to say is there was another story. Like there was some people that said, "Hey, this whole McCain thing, there was a lot more to that whole him being a hero than that people know than the public know."
He's no John Rambo.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. And they also said he was a very how should I say willy-nilly fighter pilot. Like he didn't fly very well. Is what I heard.
Well, he did set an aircraft carrier on fire.
And he killed some people in the process, right?
In the process, some people did die. And didn't he shoot someone in the head when they were out hunting for bird?
No, that was
Cheney.
Yeah, that was Cheney.
That was Cheney. That's right.
That's awesome. I forgot about that.
That was right. That was Dick Cheney.
Cheney just fucking popped
that guy
someone.
didn't die though.
No, that guy didn't die. No. But he had to pull.
And he apologized for being shot.
Yeah, that's because he was reptilian.
Yeah, what's with that?
And he worked for
I'm sorry for being in front of your gun when
he worked at
Enron.
Yeah, because he worked at Enron and he was a reptilian. You got to shoot them in different places. But yeah, there's everybody is so sold on the Great American Hero story, but there's another story too. If you go do some digging, that you'll because I obsessed on it a little bit and found some things. I was like, wow.
Well, my heroes don't get captured. Wait, that line's already been used.
Dustin.
Can we move on? I'm done.
No,
with
man.
That. I don't like that. I don't care.
What? About funeral talk?
Yeah.
That was cool. You know.
Were there lasers and smokes and were the Guar blood cannons there? That's a funeral.
I'm going to see Guar again coming up. I'm excited.
You?
They had a special sale of $5 tickets.
Where are they playing at?
Gas Monkey.
I need to go over there and shoot that.
When the sale's off, but you can still get tickets.
Yeah, I may have to go and shoot that. I haven't seen them in forever.
Yeah, I saw them last year. They came, same thing. The Gas Monkey Live. It's a good show.
Is it weird without
Yes.
Odamus?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Orgamus?
Odorous Rungus.
Odorous, yeah. Can never get his name right. But yeah, it's
yeah,
weird.
New
it's
guy's
different.
not as great.
He's not?
No, but it's still
I
worth
heard he's smaller.
he's wider.
Oh, he is. Oh, okay.
It's still worth going though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still bring the giant vagina and penis on stage and spray the crowd. And
They spray the crowd. I mean, the props always vary.
Dude,
Yeah.
hashtag me too now. We can't be doing
Last
that.
time I saw them, they had the giant vagina with teeth.
Okay,
That
I don't
ate
think they're
half
doing
the
that
band
currently.
and-
Do
Okay.
they not have teeth?
They definitely had Trump. They killed him several times.
Oh, they did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it is a whole different game.
Yeah, they change it up every time.
Yeah.
They always try to include current events.
Might need to go see them.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah,
good.
they're good. They're fun.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Very, very good.
So you may or may not have a bathroom problem.
I
Just
do
gonna
have a
throw that
bathroom
out there.
problem. I
Yeah.
know I have a bathroom
That's
problem.
something that you probably should have told me right before my pre-show ritual. Because now we got a real problem.
Well, you might want to go check it out. Make
I
sure it's
need a
done.
break. But there's something else going on though I want to bring up to you.
There's no walls in the bathroom.
Yeah, and this little bathroom project you've been on, man, I think you're not gonna like this. And I'm coming to you as a friend. Like I'm inviting you to my funeral, okay?
Okay.
On this. It's time to let it go, man.
What?
You've been working on that damn thing since before I was once eaten. Let's just
It hasn't been before.
it's been a while.
It's been about a year.
No, it has not been,
been
a
about-
year. It has not been
about
a year. I
and a half.
swear it has
No,
not been a
'cause
year.
I pulled up
There's
the
no
pictures
way.
the other day of when I started.
No way.
Yeah.
It's
It's a
time to let it
pain
go,
in
man.
the
I know it
ass.
is. I know, but you got too much stuff going on, I think, and you like
do.
to. I think
like
it's
to party.
time that we call in some professionals on this.
This weekend is supposed to be the massive wreck out, and plumbers have been called. I do have
Okay,
quotes
okay,
to move
okay.
stuff around.
So we're actually going to make some progress this week.
It'll probably be more empty.
The first
this
in
week,
8
but
years.
then you've seen the tile in
I
there
have.
laying around. I
Mhm.
mean, we have plans. We have designs.
Okay.
We're moving stuff around.
So you're willing
Takes a little
to
while.
get on a
Here's
van
what
right
took
now
for-
and fly out to Pasadena to rehab?
Yes.
Okay.
Here's the problem: is the walls from a house in the 50s. They didn't just put tile on the wall like you would sheetrock or hardy back like you would now. No, what they did was they put chicken wire up, then covered it with concrete, and then stuck
No,
the
I've seen
tiles
every
to that
step of it.
concrete.
Yeah.
And it is a complete pain in the
Yeah.
ass to pull off. But now that it's almost all off,
Mhm.
the only spot's behind the toilet, and I got to pull the toilet up, yank it off.
So you're being straightforward with me. You're not back on meth, like the shows.
Yeah.
What is it? The
That's a-
show I'm trying to make. I'm trying to play on that show.
I don't know.
The where they send their friends to rehab. Intervention.
Oh, intervention.
I can call off the intervention with Marlon
no,
and,
we're
and,
about to-
and Matt Thomas because we're
In fact,
we're
if
about
you
to-
want to come over and let out some
Actually,
aggression,
Michael is not actually. He's not here for the audio show.
I'm here to
still.
help.
He's here to help.
you're here to help. Are you the median that's in between?
I wrote a letter.
the counselor.
I've wrote a letter.
So yeah, if you want to get off some steam this weekend, you can come over with a sledgehammer and just beat the snot out of everything in that room
Yeah.
because it's time to go.
I hope you're not messing with me, man. I hope you're not being the addict.
No, you'll probably
and
come over
freaking
next
come over,
Tuesday and it'll look
it's gonna
exactly the same.
'Cause-
Yeah. Yeah, bathrooms are stupid.
All right,
Talking
so
about-
yeah,
So-
let's talk about the real reason Mr. Briggs is here.
Yes. Let's break you down for a minute.
Okay.
Do some play-by-play.
You run a studio
Yep.
up in Denton
Yep.
called Civil Recording or
Yep.
Civil Engineering.
Civil recording or civil audio?
Or civil audio.
Either one.
There we go.
Yeah.
How long you been doing this?
While I started recording like my own music, basically my own stuff, forever ago, back in about 2000, like 2 or 3 in high school. But I started recording other people in 2006. And then I started recording like full rock bands in 2009. So I've been doing it since then. And I've been doing it full time since I think 2013.
So this is a full-time gig.
Yep.
You're not
Yep.
moonlighting or anything.
Not really. Occasional things here or there, like the Windstar crew thing, but that's rare. No, yeah, just full time deal.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
That
it's
is kind of
good.
badass.
Yeah, I've been the busiest I've ever been. This last month, this last August has been the busiest one yet.
Well, you had our buddies in there. I don't know if that was August though.
I've had a few of our buddies.
Mhm.
You've had a few of our buddies in
Yeah.
there, but I know our last buddies that probably
Well, they're
had
still
a huge
with us.
project.
They're
through
still
there.
with
Yeah,
us.
they're not dead. We didn't have a funeral for them.
We didn't get invited
But
to
the Mountain of Smoke Boys.
Yeah, they're great. Great band.
You had them in there not too long ago, and then of course Hoof.
Yep. Also a great band. Work with them a lot.
And man, your roster's kind of insane. Nervous Curtains.
Mhm.
I was trying to think of who else. You can probably run down it better than I can.
Oh, I don't. There's so many. A bunch of bands.
Yeah.
Mostly local bands. A few bands from out of town. I've also been doing some online mixing stuff. People from elsewhere will send
Yeah.
me their tracks that they've recorded, and I'll mix and master it.
How do you go about doing that? I've always wanted to dwell into that when someone is
Mhm.
mixing remotely.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't know how that works.
Pretty simple. I mean, so they either record it themselves or they have a local engineer do it or whatever. So they record all the tracks, the multi-tracks, everything is separated out. And then so they'll just zip all the WAV files, send them to me.
Full
And-
stems
Yeah.
with effects and everything.
Typically no effects.
Oh, no
Unless
effects.
it's like
Okay.
a super particular delay effect or something that it would be difficult to recreate and they want it exactly how they want it. So they'll just send me all the tracks and then I'll mix it and send it to them and then get their feedback and do some revisions as needed. And that's about it. It's a pretty simple process. And I always do mastering as well with the mixing. So I don't separate those two like some people. I kind of combine those
Mhm.
steps.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you work inside a particular environment?
Just-
Audio-wise, like program-wise?
Reaper.
Reaper?
Yeah, Reaper. I'm obsessed with it. It's fantastic. It's can do anything you could ever want it to do. Very flexible, customizable, affordable. Just awesome.
That's probably the least familiar. Like, I'm the least familiar with Reaper.
Yeah.
Out of all the, like, I used to be a Pro Tools dude until I met Dustin, and now it's all been Logic.
Hmm. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you should check out Reaper. It works on Mac as well. I'm on Windows.
Mhm.
I'm not a Mac person. But yeah, it works on Mac just great.
Mhm.
Yeah, Reaper is awesome. It can do anything.
so the business that you've been getting lately, what we've heard has been more of the aggressive, heavier music, kind of what's up our alley.
Yeah.
Is that your kind of your forte?
Honestly, everything.
Are you just doing-
I literally work with every genre of
You do?
music you can imagine. I work with super quiet, mellow stuff, super heavy, crazy stuff, everything in between.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to work with as many genres as I possibly can. That's kind of my goal. I don't want to be typecast into
Yeah.
one genre.
Well, I guess my question should have been, are you as good at the other stuff as you are with this heavy music? Because we're digging the crap out of all the stuff that
I mean, not
you've been
not
doing.
not to be full of myself. I think so.
Mhm.
I think yes. I mean,
It'd be kind of weird if you said, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
And then other bands listening to this go, well, I'm not going to go there for
Yeah.
one super heavy.
Okay,
You know?
rewind, delete. Okay,
Yes,
we'll delete this part of the show.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I
Stupid
love
question.
working with every genre that I possibly can, and I, get more experience with each genre as I go.
Yeah.
I mean, I've mixed folk, some classical opera type stuff, black metal, ska. I did a ska record.
Yeah.
I've done like post rocky stuff, a bunch of punk, emo, screamo, indie, etc.
Have you done any
Country,
jizz? Have you
bluegrass?
done jizz pop?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the most important
That's
genre.
the
that
new
we
genre
do.
that's
That
coming
is the new
out,
It
man.
genre.
is.
So the studio, it's you said it's at your house,
Yep.
and I guess it's up in Denton. Do you get a lot of cool stuff from the school? Are there a lot of musicians that are coming out, because that's a pretty major music school up there?
Yeah. I definitely think that having UNT there and UNT being a big music school helps the music scene. I don't think that it's like directly attributable. Like, I don't do a whole bunch of jazz, so I don't think people necessarily come directly from the school to me,
Mhm.
but I think kind of indirectly, like they form a band while they're in town going to school there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that being a college town is what makes it
Mhm.
work.
Yeah.
And I mean, I also do occasionally recital recordings for UNT recitals and
Oh, yeah, like
auditions.
yeah.
So I'll go
Okay.
record on location at UNT I'll do that sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to go record a nice Steinway grand piano in a great room. Like, that's always fun.
So the way I came across you
Mm-hmm.
is it had to been around 2009.
Okay.
And I was a photographer for the Dallas Observer at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And their music awards, their annual music awards came around. It was at the Granada.
Yep.
And a band called True Widow came out
Yep.
and blew me away.
Yep.
I was like, holy crap, that's the coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
When I went to look them up, I think the only thing that might have come up was the
Violationist.
sessions
Yep.
that you've been doing.
Yep.
And when did those start up? Because that is one of the coolest things I had come across on the net at that time. I was
Cool.
like, this is amazing.
I appreciate that. It's funny because that particular session I am especially unhappy with. Just the sound. I just don't think I mix. Like, I've gotten better.
Yeah.
I just don't think the mix is very good. There's a handful of sessions that I want to go back and just remix. I could make it sound better now. Like, it's like, I don't know, kind of cringy. But, I mean, they're a great band. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome. So, I mean, I started that, I think, in 2009, pretty sure. We did that from 2009 until 15. And that was kind of a continuation of our podcast. We had the Gut Earth podcast. Before that, my friend Brent and I, we did Gut Earth. We did a bunch of shows, and we had a small record label.
Gut Earth?
Gut
Or Gut Earth?
Gut Earth.
Gut Earth.
No, Gut Earth.
Gut Earth.
Yeah. We had a little small record label, and we did shows, and we made a podcast. And then the podcast, basically, people like video.
Yeah.
And so I changed it to include video and gave it a new name, Violationist, which is another name that I made up.
That's why it's hard for me to pronounce.
I like to
Violationist.
make up names like Gut Earth and Violationist that no one can say properly.
Violationist.
Yeah.
Well,
Did I say it right?
Yes.
I said it right.
Yes.
But not
You
Gut Earth.
did. That's wrong.
Gut Rot.
Gut Rock. That's it. Yeah.
Well, in 2009, I
Yeah.
immediately bookmarked that site, and it's never left my bookmarks.
Really? Nice.
And I've gone back, and I've, as you added more,
Yeah.
I'd go back and watch them. And the concept's badass because it's 3 videos and
Yeah.
3 questions.
Yeah.
And very, very simple.
Yeah.
Easy as far as the website to navigate. I know it's a pain doing the video and the audio and everything.
We've thought about stealing this idea from you. And
Go for
run
it. You
run
should do
with
it. I'm down.
ourselves.
I
And
give you
calling
my
it
blessing.
Violationist.
We're kind of half-ass things, so we're going to do 1.5 videos and 1.5 questions.
Yeah. Call it violinist, which is a lot of people would call it that.
That's what I called it at
Violinist.
first.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about some of these people you had in.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, it's a cool list.
Yeah, we got real lucky to have some real cool people in there. Yeah.
First off, I guess the biggest one, Amanda Palmer.
I know. She
That
was my
blows
goal.
my mind.
Me too. That was like when I first made the website, I was thinking like, who do I want? And I was like, Amanda Palmer. Like, that's who I want.
Yeah.
And then finally, we got her, and I felt a little bit bad because I think we kind of undersold the distance she would have to drive to get there, because she drove all the way from Oak Cliff. So she and her husband Neil Gaiman rented a car and drove from Oak Cliff to Denton.
They didn't have Uber.
No,
Then, right?
Yeah,
Was it
probably
just coming
not.
around?
Yeah, and
Uber that would have been a long Uber though. It probably would have been cheaper just to rent, right?
and she was like I think 4 hours late, but it was awesome. And my friend Scarlett lent her prom dress, which is what she's wearing in those videos.
That's awesome.
That's her prom dress. And I still, if you look in the video games one where she's playing piano, she had me tie her hands up with this white rope, which I still have. I have that in my studio now. She wanted her hands tied up real tight, so she was like constricted when she played that song. But yeah, that was a moment. That was a real special one for sure. And that one I think probably got the most attention as well. Like Ben Folds tweeted about it, like some really cool stuff. I was like, that's awesome.
Well, the concept's really, really badass. I've really dug the hell out of it. Another
Cool.
one, you had Kelsia or Kalisa.
Kylesa. Yeah.
Kylesa.
Yeah. That was the only band to bring a full-size tour bus on my street.
Really?
Giant tour bus on my little residential street. It was a little much.
The HOA get pissed?
No HOA, thankfully. We never got a complaint.
Yeah.
No.
What's Denton?
Yeah. 2 drum kits live at the same time. The first time that I ever had to record that many channels.
Did you use the whole board, I guess.
Yeah, and I had to expand. I got like a mixer
Yeah.
to get some extra channels. It was weird, but it worked out okay. And they insisted on using their own projections, which was a little much, I think, for the room.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Did you
I
set
did
all
that,
that?
yeah.
Did you set the projections up too on that?
No, they had like their guy, their
They had a
lighting
guy that
guy.
came
They had
in.
their
We
whole
got a
crew.
guy.
They had their crew with them. That was a funny session.
So how many people were in the studio when they came in? Was this right? Was this when they were like still could maybe play Rubber Gloves, or was they already had
They
they
were-
blown up by that time? Well, I guess they had a tour bus.
Well,
So-
they were playing Rubber Gloves. That
Oh, that's
like
why they
that
were in
was the
town?
tour. So I mean, they weren't that big.
Yeah.
But they had a tour bus, like a full huge tour bus.
They had an entourage.
Yeah, they they had a crew. They had like 5 or 6 people that were not in the band with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Were you kind of looking around?
Yeah, it was.
Can you get that many people walking
It was
around?
it was a little weird, but
Yeah.
it was good. I could tell that their sound guy who they traveled with was thought it was strange.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
Was he beefing?
he
Like, "What up,
insisted
bro?"
he insisted that I use their drum mics. They brought their
Oh.
own drum mics.
What kind of were they special?
No,
Like anything special that?
no, they had the what is it the
Was it
beta
SM57?
the beta 52s for the kick.
Oh,
Which you have one right over there.
and that's what he was
Um,
insisting on.
Yeah,
you wanted?
yeah.
He's like, we do not do the show.
It must be beta
and the-
52s.
if that doesn't
Yeah.
get used, we're not doing this. We'll pull
Yeah.
out
Did you not
right
get
now.
our rider?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were cool. That was a good session. It was loud.
How many when you do these? Okay, for most of them or that one, do you
Yeah.
have a engineer that you have with you, or are you just running around the house doing it all yourself, setting up mics and running lines and all that?
I'm doing all the audio stuff myself, and
So
then my friend Brent
Okay, you
handles
got
the
a buddy.
video for most of them. Some of them he wasn't able to make, and I'll do the video too. I mean,
Yeah.
the video is as simple as can be. It's a single camera that doesn't move,
Mhm.
and that's it. I don't like video.
That's another thing that's great about it.
Yeah.
Is it's so simple.
I hate editing video. I hate video. But people won't watch something without video.
Yeah.
That's just reality. So there's video. But it's the most boring video you could possibly have. But I mean, I think it's real. It's like you're standing in the room. That's what you see.
Mhm.
You know, it's not like a million angles from below the drum kit or something, which is cool. But that's just not what this site did.
So why did you pull the plug on this again?
I
This is just
moved.
you moved to and it would be a little more difficult at the
Yeah,
new place.
I
or-
mean, it's
you got a crack addiction, right?
yes, it's the
Yeah.
meth.
That's what I
The
always
time
tell
you
my
were on
friends,
meth.
man.
Yeah.
You went
I-
to
So I'm basically I was in a house which also was called Macaroni Island. We had shows, which was a cool house. So that's where I had that studio. But basically, the owner was no longer going to lease the house.
I mean, you had house shows, like parties
yes,
and stuff.
Yes, yeah, which was separate from Violationists. They were totally not related at all. Although there's a handful of bands that played shows at the house that did do a session, but that was not necessarily the case. But so we moved, and my new place just isn't as conducive video-wise to do the sessions, and it was also just a good time to stop it. It just kind of ran its course, I think, with us, and we just didn't have time for it. We were posting them less frequently,
Yeah.
and I was just too busy like making records other than this, and it was I don't know. It was fun, but I think it was
It ran
time
its
for
course,
yeah, it was
yeah.
time for it to end.
Any chance that you're ever gonna get bored and decide to bring it back?
I mean,
He don't like it.
I know you hate editing video, but have you ever thought about doing it, like doing video for your studio sessions, and then chopping something up and showing it when someone's in there recording?
I've done a handful of videos, but not much. We did a video recently for this band called Ladybug that I made a record for, and a friend has one of those 360 cameras,
Uh-huh.
and it's pretty cool. And we put it directly in the middle of the room, in the middle of the band, and just they played. It was their instrumental, 100% live, no punches. That was it. That was the take, and it's cool. And so we sync the mixed audio to the video, and it's real cool. It's on YouTube, so you can watch that. But no, I'm not a video person. It's too much. I just don't have time for that.
Did you not like MTV? What's up?
It's
man?
okay. It's all right.
I totally get that because
Yeah, I do too.
I stepped off. I stepped away from video.
Yeah.
And then I got sucked back in, and now that's like all I'm doing.
Yeah. Video's
And
hard.
The
Audio is
problem
so easy.
Storage.
Yeah.
The storage is so massive for video
Yeah.
versus audio and doing an audio session.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, you got to have a lot of VHS tapes, blank
A
tapes,
lot.
a lot of those.
A lot
you gotta
of
go to Costco,
old school DV tapes.
Sam's. Yeah.
Yeah. I do have a handful of violation sessions that have yet to come out that were recorded 3 or 4 years ago.
Well, you released one last year,
I
and it was the only one last year.
It's so pathetic.
And it was
I
from
know.
like
It's- but
2005.
You
or
think it's
something like
pathetic,
that,
but
or
it's
15?
also kind of cool. I think
Now we're
that
just
you're not
releasing one a
rolling
year.
around. Yeah, that's okay though. It gives people, things to look forward to.
Yeah.
But there's
Builds
still
mystique.
a lot of times I'll come back to this site and scroll through, and like if it's someone we're gonna have on the show that we've never had on,
Yeah.
and I want to get a quick snapshot,
Yeah.
I'll go on there.
Nice.
Or even if it's something I haven't seen for a while, like you've got Nervous Curtains on there, you've got our buddies from
Yeah.
Pinkish Black on
Yeah.
there, and their sessions.
Yeah.
I'll go on there and check them out just for the hell of it.
Yeah,
Be
Pinkish
like,
Black
"Oh,
was
yeah."
great. For sure. I love that band. It was funny because when I started that site, I was absolutely insistent that there was a new episode every Monday, without fail every Monday.
That's a lot of work.
Yes. And I did it for a long time, over like 2 years, I think, maybe. And then stopped.
I mean, it's a
It
great
was
catalog.
just too much. Yeah, this site was also basically an excuse for me to get experience. I mean, I got a ton of experience recording a ton of bands of different genres quickly.
Fair to Midland?
You know?
You did one with Fair to Midland, or is
Yeah.
that just a record?
Yeah, yeah.
You did a show
We did
too?
a violinist with them.
Man.
Acoustic session.
Centromatic?
Which was real cool. Yeah, Centromatic. That was an acoustic session as well.
The one I don't think translates well,
Yeah.
which I don't know if there's any way you can capture this band to translate them well. Terminator 2.
You don't like it.
I like it.
I
I
like
love
it.
it.
Yeah.
But I also need to be able to feel like I'm about to shit myself
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
seeing them live.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly every time I've seen them, I feel like all my bowels
The
are
brown
about to
note.
fall out.
The
Yeah.
brown note.
That was a good session. That was 2 houses. That website has sessions in 2 different spots, 2 different houses, 2 different studios. That was in the old one.
I've wondered about that because the way
the
things
sessions-
do change.
They do.
And
I
I
mean,
was
I
like,
tried to
oh,
make it
no.
look for the casual observer. Hopefully, it looks they don't care. Or
Are
they
the
don't
sessions
notice.
not on the website?
There's a
Go to
link
YouTube?
on that site, but
Okay.
they're not on that site.
On the
That's my studio site.
civilaudio.com?
Yeah. So you
Where's,
can.
where's the link at on
I
your
think
Civil
in
Audio?
Here, I'll
the
send it over to
text
you.
below.
Oh, I'm just...
I think if you go down a little bit in the text, there's like a link on there.
Oh, down here?
Yeah, I think just look for the word like violationist linked. It should be in there somewhere.
But yeah, I've been a big fan of this site since, like I said, 2009.
Yeah,
when
I
I was
appreciate
looking
it.
for True Widow stuff, and then
Yeah.
I'd come back here every once in a while and spend, a few hours just cruising through everything, and
Yeah.
catching up on what you had posted.
Yeah,
And I just thought it was a badass idea. No
Cool.
one was doing it at the time.
yeah,
Now you've got all sorts of outlets for local music on the web, but this was way cool. No
Cool.
one, I still don't think no one's doing video like this.
yeah.
I don't know of anybody that's doing.
Well, there's a site called Audio Tree, which is pretty cool. They go a little bit more all out. They have multi cameras and do all that, which is cool.
Are they here local?
No,
Okay.
no, it's Milwaukee. I don't know, it's Milwaukee, somewhere else. But I mean, there's a hand. There's quite a few sites that do like quote like session videos. Like we're definitely not the first or the last to do it, but I think the way we did it is a little unique. It's a little different than elsewhere. It was a great time. I really enjoyed doing that site. Got to meet a lot of people. Work with a lot of really cool bands.
Man, you have been busy.
Yeah.
Like just going through this, I can tell that you've been working your ass off for... When did you say you started going full-time?
2013.
2013.
Yeah.
Did you have a certain point in your life where you're like, I know I want to do this, I want to produce music and be in the studio all the time and create, in the studio. Was there a certain point where like, okay, I got to have this much business for me to go in full time, like all in? Because I think a lot of producers and sound engineers and people that want to get into it, that's their thing. They don't know. They want to go all in, but they got to keep the real life for a little bit
Right.
and then dabble in it. And
Right.
there's like Joe. He has a figure I know that Joe has told me about. I got to get this. Like he always thinks of figures. If I could book these type of sessions for these in 1 month, then I might start considering it. Did you have that thought process at all, or how did it come about that you went full time?
Basically, I hated my job. Well, maybe that's too extreme.
No, that's fine.
I didn't hate it. It was time to go.
Yeah.
I was at my old job for 10 years.
Was it in audio?
No,
or just
it was in selling roller skates.
You're joking.
No. I worked at Interstate Roller Rink in Louisville.
Okay.
And in the back, I didn't work out in the rink, but
yeah.
So I worked there for 10 years. And I ran all the websites. We sold roller skates and ice skates and stuff online.
Is that a fledgling industry?
It was. I did well. I built that from basically nothing to like a multi-million-dollar website.
That's kind
which
of
I
badass.
did, which I got nothing for. I just got hourly pay.
Yeah.
But
you wonder about
nowadays Amazon is taking it over.
Yeah.
Basically. But
Amazon's taking over everything.
This was pre-Amazon being Amazon. Big. And so it was very lucrative at the time. Yeah. But not for me. But it was whatever. But I did it for 10 years and it's too long.
Yeah.
And so it was fine. I mean, so it was like my whole 20s and I went to a bunch of shows and I had a good time and I did whatever. So it was an okay thing, but it was time to go. And so I quit that job and I went on a little trip to Europe, which was probably the best thing I've ever done, which I'd been waiting to do forever and ever. And so that was awesome. And then that was it. And then I started recording.
You just came back from Europe inspired and like, I'm doing this, man.
Yeah.
So you obviously had some reserves and some money saved
a
up.
little bit, and I got a small loan from my grandpa.
Okay.
And then that was it.
Did he know it was for an audio studio or
no?
Support
no
like, loud rock and roll kids.
My quote unquote plan at the time was to do like web design, which I did some of around then, and that's kind of what he lent it to me for. But then I just decided that I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Like my heart is not in web design. And so
did you ever tell him that? Or is he
knows.
finding out
now?
he
knows now.
Yeah. He's our listener.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a regular. Yeah. He loves the show.
Howdy, Grandpa.
So you did tell him, you were like, I started a studio and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pass me the baked beans.
He's happy. Yeah. I'm sure he hates all the music that I work with, but
no, I'm sure he's fully supportive. Oh,
he's happy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not jamming
He's not
the pinkish black
or Terminator 2.
I highly doubt that. No.
So you came back from Europe, got a loan from a relative, your grandfather.
Yeah.
And just went into the roller skate place and said, "Guess what, fuckers? I'm out."
Well, I quit. I quit before.
You went to Europe? Okay.
I quit, and I was like, "This is my opportunity to take a trip." Mm-hmm. So I went for 27 days, which was amazing, and then came back.
Did you just go by yourself, or
by myself?
Just did some soul searching, and like,
great.
I'm doing this when I come back. So
education-wise, before you went into this and got the studio going, did you know audio engineering and
definitely never went to school for it. No.
You never went to school for it?
No, just over time you pick it up.
Kind of.
I mean, I think it takes a very long time to be good at audio engineering and mixing, especially.
Well, it's like anything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think it takes a solid 10 years before you're any good. Like I certainly wasn't good.
It's like the 10,000 hours type thing.
I think that's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I never went to. I went to a little bit of UNT and then dropped out. And school was just not for me.
So you just kind of lived and learned your way through the studios.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I was listening to a podcast today. I'll just plug it. It's called The Menu Bar, and it's a graphic design. A bunch of guys talking about graphic design and stuff, but they were talking to Rob Sheridan, who was Nine Inch Nails' old
yeah, love him.
art. He was their Trent's old art director for 15 years, something like that, 20 years.
Long time.
Might have been 20 years, yeah. But he was talking about how he got that job and how he didn't know how to use a camera. He knew how to use Photoshop and knew how to do digital manipulation. And it turned into, over that career, he designed, for the major albums and all the artwork, all the layout, and it was all, he said that it was, basically the interview was like, it was all just, let's kind of see what happens. Let's experiment.
Yeah.
And he broke a bunch of the rules and broke a bunch of stuff that you're not supposed to do. Or if you go to design school, they tell you, you have to do things this way.
And he just did it his way.
He did it his way, and it
Now
turned
he's
out into a whole career for him.
Yeah, he made a Nine Inch Nails fan site, and that's how he got the job.
Exactly.
From his fan site.
Because that was practice while he was in school.
Which is like the craziest thing to
That's
think,
probably
to
why
happen.
they always say, you're always told, always try new things.
Yeah.
And that's why you never know what's gonna happen. And I think this isn't an original thought. I think I heard this on Joe Rogan or on some other podcast. I think when you go and take something on and then really obsess on it and get better at it and just learn it, I think it helps other facets of your life. I think you also become better at other things too when you become better. Like,
you start seeing how things can relate.
Exactly.
You start seeing how things kind of mesh and relate when you're
you're
in one field or you're in this.
Yeah, when you're using the old noggin and you're fighting through stuff and you're learning how to do new things and stuff
and things
and ideas, then your brain's like, oh, what? Yeah, this is kind of reminds me of doing this on guitars and stuff, and then all of a sudden you've kind of become a better guitar player or whatever. I think that's true.
What's weird is going back to him building a fan site.
Yeah.
He's the second person in 1 week that I've heard that story from. The other one was
building a website.
Yeah, becoming like the main inside guy. The other guy is Kevin Smith's guy that built the website for him for ViewSkew.
Yeah.
He built a fan site.
Yeah.
And Kevin Smith went and picked it up and said, "Why don't you just do this for us?" And
So-
now he's in the inner circle and does everything for Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you just zone out when you got into it? Did you just read everything you could and just take it all in and try different methods and things? And
pretty much. I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube videos, read a lot of things, and not like books, but like manuals and articles and things like that sometimes. But it's just trial and error. It's just figuring it out, just developing your ear and getting to know your tools very well.
Yeah, and mic placements and all that. And
yeah, I'm not as picky as some as far as that stuff goes. Like, I don't measure the distances between mics and things like that, like some people. Like I'm very much a get it decent at the source and then make it great in the mix. That's kind of which some people don't agree.
That's
with
where
that.
your magic happens, is
basically
when you're mixing it.
Yeah. Like mixing, I think, is my thing. That's like my what I enjoy the most.
Do you enjoy? Because I've gotten on this kick probably within the last month of hopping on YouTube every once in a while and going and watching these badass producers break down songs, like old songs, like Butch Vig did all of Nevermind.
Yeah,
and he goes through and he pulls tracks down and lets you hear stuff soloed out and stuff.
Yeah, totally.
I love those videos.
Yeah, I don't know
Those
if
are
I've seen
so
that one, but
cool.
I've seen a bunch of things like that. I enjoy that as well.
That documentary that came out, probably 10 years ago now, It Might Get Loud, with Jack White and The Edge and
I've seen that.
Someone else. I forgot who the other one was. But anyway, they do it. They kind of break down all their different albums and stuff.
Nice. Yeah, that's great.
I love those.
Those are neat on the Jerry Jonestown
your
podcast show.
Neat, Matt.
Neat things.
So, damn it. You just threw me off all over. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about this.
What is it?
And so if we are,
It's a good way to start a conversation right
we'll
there.
edit
I don't know
this.
if we're allowed to
We'll
talk
edit
about
this segment all out. It'll
Okay.
just be scrambled audio.
Okay.
But these Elk River sessions,
Yeah, we can talk about it.
we can talk about
Sure,
this.
yeah.
This isn't like going out to some owl deity and y'all are in druid robes.
Bunch of shrooms.
and
No,
and
we can
stuff.
set a sacrifice
Yeah, we can talk
or
about
whatever.
it. Yeah, it's a great time.
How long have you been involved with those?
2 years.
2
I mean,
years?
all of its existence is 2 years.
I-
Yeah.
Is that it?
We
2
did it
years?
last year
Okay.
and this year.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was longer than that. So this
Yeah.
is basically Denton's version of the desert sessions that you hear the Queens of the Stone Age always talk about in
Yeah, maybe.
their history.
Yeah. So basically, what it is, it's a bunch of Denton musicians. It's like 20 to 25 Denton musicians who are handpicked to be in these bands that don't exist. And these are all people who purposely, they're picked and placed in the bands because they have not played together before. They may be like acquaintances or friends, but not in bands. And so then everyone goes up to this cabin in the woods on the Elk River in Noel, Missouri. And we make a record. They have basically a day to write 3 to 4 songs, all original songs. And they have to be good. They can't be like silly joke songs. And then I record it all.
Are you part of the grassroots of this thing? This Elk River sessions?
I
or
didn't start
did you
it.
get brought in?
I got brought in.
So is there any significance to the location?
Yes. The guy Catfish, Aaron Antilla, who goes by the nickname Catfish, he works at Eastside in Denton. He's in charge. He's like the main guy. And it's his family's cabin. I guess he owns it or his family owns it. So he grew up there. It's his family's cabin and he likes it. It's a cool spot, really beautiful area. And that's where he wanted to do it. He just thought it would be fun to bring people out of town. You know, it's
Together.
like it's like about a 5-hour drive. So it's not crazy far, but it's enough that it's definitely not here. So it just puts you in a different mindset.
And these musicians don't rehearse, don't do anything. They meet up at Elk River and
Yep.
they make music.
Yep.
Is what they do, and then you record it.
Yep.
Are you taking an assistant or an engineer with you, or are you just rolling up there
No,
and
just
doing
me.
it all?
Just me. It's a lot of work. I
I
remember
can feel him
Saturday.
getting a boner right now.
This is what I've been wanting
wants
to
to
do
do-
for
yeah, he
years.
has
I've
been.
been
Yeah.
telling
Actually, I
you
can
that's
feel-
what we need to do for years.
Saturday,
Yeah.
I recorded literally nonstop for 18 hours. It was a lot, but it was great. All the songs are good.
hmm
It's great.
Did you say how often you do this? This happens?
Annually?
It's every year. There's a different group of musicians that go up and do it.
Correct.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I really like this idea.
It's good. Yeah, there's plans already to do it again next year.
I'll allow it.
So is it released? Is the stuff released?
No, year 1 is out, but year 2, the mixes are almost done. We're kind of doing some revisions right now, making little tweaks. There's a show, October 21st at Dan Silverleaf is the first show. There's going to be probably 3 or 4 live shows. So the bands get back together and play the songs live.
I'm sorry. What was the date?
October 21st.
Okay.
I think it's a Sunday. Or, probably an earliest show at like 5 p.m. So at Dan's. It's probably going to sell out. So if you want to go, get a ticket now. The record will not be out by then, but it'll probably be out by the next show maybe. And it's going to be out on vinyl, 12-inch vinyl.
Nice.
Okay, in the vinyl, is that going to be like at the record store on the square or anywhere? Or where
Yes.
can you get? Okay.
Yeah, it's at all the local Denton stores. It's at Recycled and Mad World. They have it also for sale at Dan Silverleaf and Eastside. And I think they send them to Good Records in Dallas as well.
What about
that might be about it.
Okay, that's what
As
I
far
was
as
going
I
to say. If
know,
you leave Denton,
there definitely might be others.
Yeah.
Maybe Docs. I'm not sure, but I don't know.
Is this music posted on Spotify and iTunes, or
It is. Yeah. Year 1 is. Yeah.
From what I've heard from year 1, it was very bluegrassy, very
Yes.
stripped
This
down
year is not.
country feeling.
Yeah. Last year was very kind of like Americana, country-ish. This year is much like heavier. It's like more rockin'. There's one of the songs that's especially metal. Lots of double kick. It's going crazy. Super cool. And then there's some other songs that are pretty heavy. There's a couple of songs that are a little bit more like last year. But it's much more varied this year. There's some real weird stuff as well.
Is there
Yeah.
a theme every year, or for the last 2 years, have y'all gone in there with a theme or an idea? Like, okay, this year we're going to keep things more Americana, more bluegrass, and
Last year was sort of like that. I think the direction was that it kind of should stay in the general genre of Americana, and it did. I mean, it got a little rockin', but not too hard. This year was much more open, and clearly a lot of the participants were in rock bands, so it was assumed correctly that it would kind of go that direction. And they were like, do whatever you want, make any style that you want to make. So it was really cool.
So when you were there, I guess when this whole thing was getting spitballed, you were just watching this happen, watching these musicians come up with this music, and like, wow, okay, this is really cool. This is taking form.
I always make it a point. Basically, once I set up the studio, I go to the different. There's other little cabins nearby where the bands rehearse and write. So I'll go by and kind of observe for a little bit, mainly just to figure out who's playing what the instrumentation is, so I can kind of plan. I take a couple of pictures so I know like who's doing what, and listen for a bit and just kind of see, just so I know what to expect, like what direction they're going, what's going to happen. So yeah, I see a little bit. Not way too. I don't have way too much time to do that, but that's only before the first band records.
Yeah.
And once they record, I'm busy. I have zero time.
Yeah.
And you're doing 4 different bands, all
3.
or 3 different bands. Okay, all recorded one day, 3 to 4 songs.
Yeah. I mean,
jeez, dude.
Yeah.
A lot of coffee, huh?
Very little coffee. Too little coffee. That was one.
Y'all didn't take enough.
That was one of the complaints of everyone. Is
well, when
that
Dustin,
the coffee situation was not good.
When we do the one for Fort Worth, we'll have plenty of coffee for you. Okay.
Yeah.
And Adderall and meth.
Yeah, it's a great time for sure. It's a lot, but it's very special. Like everyone there gets it. Like there's an air to it. Like,
so it's
a cool thing.
Okay, now I'm going to ask the douche question. So is there merch and shit that y'all sell at the shows, or
yes?
Okay.
Panector, do you know them? Screen printing in Denton. Panector is a cool company. They do all kinds of screen printing things, and they make they design and make individual T-shirts for each of the 3 bands.
Mm-hmm.
So they make band shirts that are really good designs, and they print those and sell them at the shows. And this is all a not-for-profit kind of deal. It's not a registered nonprofit, but all the money last year went to Tracy Batson, who has MS. It went to cover her medical bills.
Oh man!
And she also came and sang in one of the bands, which was really cool. And she is the one who came again this year, also sang in one of the bands, which is great. So all the money is going to help her medical bills, and I think they're taking a little bit of it and going to a couple other different small charities as well. That's not like my area. I don't know exactly where it's going, but it's all like a nonprofit deal.
Yeah.
And then they get like some sponsors to help pay for everything. It's real cool. And Brian Denny is heavily involved. We were talking about him earlier.
Really?
Yeah. Denny's one of the main guys. He
was one of the brainchilds of this?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's Catfish, Aaron Until. It's his idea. And then Chuck Crosswhite, he is like the kind of the other main guy.
Yeah.
They kind of set it all up. And then there's sort of like a selection committee for the bands, which I'm a member of. And then
how does that work? Do you guys just go into a room and have a board meeting?
Just a Google spreadsheet. There's just a huge list of a bunch of musicians, and we all kind of like vote for them. We just put a little X by the ones that we would like. And people with the most votes
I don't know if you know this, but you are killing our podcast right now. Like, we're probably done. This might be our last show because of this guy right here. I can tell you.
Why?
What are you talking about?
Because he's wanted to do something like this before.
You should do it.
Well.
What I've wanted to do, on a much lower scale.
And now you just sold me on this. So
on a lot lower of a scale was to take, like, drag
a group
the
of
ocean,
musicians and go up. Yeah, that have
drag
already
the
been playing
ocean
together.
up to Broken Bow, and we set up in a cabin and we write the whole album and you're done.
But here's what, and here comes more doucheness.
Record, all our scratch.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about if we were to do this, Funky Town, if we were to do a Jerry Jonestown Massacre, like the musicians that we hang around with and know and stuff,
They'd
and
all
started
kill each
doing
other.
this. I don't think they would kill each other. I mean,
No,
the
they
Do
wouldn't.
For It ones would, but for sure. But I'm just
We're a happy brotherhood.
Yeah, we are. We are. But anyway, this is something cool. If you listen, I would say anyone listening to the podcast, if you're in a different part of the country, man, this is something that you could do
Totally.
and bite off a Denton.
It's a really good like scene builder as
yeah,
well.
it's a
But
scene builder.
A lot of these people who were in it this year didn't necessarily know each other very well, but they are all really good friends now, which
Or
is
all
cool.
these-
Did this spawn out of the potluck thing that used to happen at
Rock
Rubber
Lottery?
Gloves? Yeah, Rock Lottery. That's what it was.
This is similar-ish to Rock Lottery.
Well, that was just one day at Rubber Gloves, right? You get there early.
It was at Rubber Gloves for a while, but the last bunch of years it's at Dance Over Leaf.
Okay.
But yeah, Rock Lottery is a little different where you get together in the morning at 9 a.m. and then you have until 9 p.m. to write 3 to 4 songs.
And play a show.
Similar
You
kind
play
of
a
deal.
show
And then
that
you play
night.
a show that night.
Okay.
The sort of difference is most of the time the songs at Rock Lottery are silly. They're kind of joke songs. And they're normally cool.
There's no novelty to what you are doing up in Elk River at all.
These not really.
Yeah.
These are pretty serious songs. These are just songs. They're
Yeah.
good songs. They're not like, kind of poop joke songs, like Rock Lottery often is, which is in a good way. But Rock Lottery is super cool, and it's coming. Rock Lottery is coming up again, October 13th.
Nice.
Which I'm going to be a part of, which I'm very nervous about.
Are you playing or recording?
Playing.
Oh, okay. What are you going to play?
I don't know. I'm not a real
David told you
musician. I think I'm going to play theremin.
I saw a theremin on your Facebook
A
page.
theremin, which is a theremin with built-in auto tune. And you can set the key and the scale, so I can't be wrong.
You
You
can't be
know,
wrong. You just-
you could play
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
I can do
We've
that.
played one of those before on our show.
Yeah?
You could play one of those.
Yeah.
You just
That's
gotta have
what's
fresh,
fun about a
just
real
have fresh,
theremin.
fresh
Yeah, no,
fresh
a real
batteries.
theremin you have to be
The
good.
tuning and
Yeah.
hitting it just right.
Like a real theremin is really difficult to play properly. But like the theremin works great for the studio because anybody can do something cool on it instantly in key. And so it's a really great tool, and it has a bunch of synth sounds built in. It's a great
How much do
thing.
those things cost?
It's about like $350. It's pretty.
I'm surprised you hadn't bought one, Dustin.
They seem. I mean, everything seems to run about that price. If
Yeah.
you get a regular one or that one.
Yeah.
I definitely prefer it to the regular one. I mean, it
Way
can
easier to use.
totally, and you can turn it off. You can turn the pitch correction off.
Yeah.
And it has a classic theremin sound, which is like preset 1, or it has a whole bunch of synth sounds. It has like bass synth. It has a bunch of crazy stuff. It's really good. And it has a CV out if you want to modulate a synth with it.
That's what I need.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need a CV out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole pictures started rolling out of the Elk River sessions, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, Andrew
Couple
O'Hearn
weeks
was part
or
of
two
it.
ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm waiting for him to bust down the door because he says he's right around the corner.
Yeah. He did a great job.
But yeah, I started seeing the pictures roll out, and I was like, "Oh man, oh that's cool." And then
Yeah.
there's the big group shot of everybody up
Yeah,
there. And I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's such a badass idea, though.
It is.
It's really,
It's a great
really,
time.
really cool. And
It's a great time.
You know, you got something. You've got a weekend. I'm all about the memories.
Yeah.
You know?
It's.
I care less about things anymore. I just want to make some memories.
These memories are definitely going to stick with
Yeah,
people.
baby.
It's
Yeah.
a special deal.
And that's what's
Yeah.
cool. That's a really, really cool thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of which.
Yeah, I hear the
Hey,
dogs.
Matt, would you open the door?
Is that the man?
Yes, and maybe let him in. See, this is what happens. You start talking about the Elk River
The man
sessions,
and the
and
myth. All right, hang on one second.
one of them shows up to come and silence you. Yeah, I think that's just a badass thing, and
It is. Yeah, I'm looking forward to next year already.
I would like to see that happen again, or happen down here, like some
Yeah,
Fort Worth guys. go out and
Totally.
do it.
Totally. Yeah, let me know if you want me to record it.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
might be able to
Yeah, I'm down.
line something up.
Yeah,
Get
it's
it-
a cool thing. I have like it was kind of the catalyst for me to build like a mobile rig. Basically I can take I can do a 24 channel mobile rig, so I can record anything.
That was one of the things we were going to have you come over. The house next door, we used to practice in.
Yeah.
The people that lived there moved out. They wanted me to look after it because for some reason I'm trustworthy. I don't know. But so I asked them, is it fine if we move all our gear in there and use that as a practice spot?
Yeah.
And they were like, sure, yeah. And as we were working on things, that was one of the things I was going to get with you with about coming out here and doing a mobile setup and recording
Yeah, cool.
all us. But then it fell apart when we had to move out. We had about 8 or 9 ready to go,
Yeah,
but we're all loose now, so we'd have to work them back up.
yeah.
But yeah, James had told me to get a hold of you to come out there and do that because you had this badass mobile rig set up.
Totally.
That was the thing.
Yeah, it's really fun. Hey, how's it going? Good.
You can come sit over here. Let me move this. This is the webcam, sir. Yeah, you're all on YouTube, so I hope you don't have to. We have to hide your identity. There's headphones right there. I can crank you up over here and stuff.
Since Dave and James are in here, does that mean there's no beer?
No,
There is beer.
There's beer and whiskey. Do you want beer or whiskey? I do.
Or there's been a lot of meth talk too. Would you
We
like some
have
meth?
meth.
Because we could probably score some. Go down to the quick trip.
How long does meth last?
Well, it just all depends.
Depends on the quality of meth.
It really does depend on
And where you
get
shoot it.
Like if you're from
If you shoot it in your testicle,
out in, there's some cups right there, and here's you some ice. Introducing.
I tell you what we should
or-
do. We should probably roll a break real quick
We should,
so we can
I
get
back up some of this.
Andrew settled in and stuff, and get him
Let's
in
do that.
storytelling mode
Let's play a track from.
Yeah. From Civil.
Yes, but we're gonna play a track from Mountain of Smoke.
Yeah, let's do that.
And do some evilness.
One
What
of those
song?
sexy
I don't know which
songs.
one do you want to say here.
Oh, Tyrell.
Dealer's choice. All right, we'll roll with Tyrell, and we'll be back in just a minute. All right, let's get you all set up and relax. We can.
Let's get down to business.
I gotta go flush a toilet real quick.
Go
Should I
flush the
hear it
toilet real
or
quick.
no?
No, I haven't
Okay.
put it in yet. I'll put it in post.
Cool.
That's usually what I do. Is I'll put it in post. So anybody watching, hey, Error's on the deal. Yeah,
Couple ice cubes. You want some more?
there should be some more. Bang the bottom of that thing, man. They're all stuck together. Not with your dick. Tyrell. How you doing, Tyrell? You're welcome. You're oh so welcome.
How'd your
What's up,
lessons
Michael
go?
Briggs? How you doing? Oh,
Doing
yeah.
well.
My lessons were good.
What were you teaching?
All everything.
Yeah.
Sex ed?
All kinds of stuff. Not with these people. I'd be in jail. Yeah. Guitar,
Yeah.
vocals,
Cool.
drums.
Kids?
Let's see. Well, yeah, a lot of kids.
Cool.
I have a couple of adults, or older, young adults, I should say.
Nice.
I have like one guy that's like 73.
Yeah.
And then the last gig, or the last lesson I taught was at somebody's house, which was robot. You know robot, right?
Yeah, robot. You go to his
Awesome.
house?
For this lesson, yeah, which is like right around the corner, like just on the other side of 820, I guess.
Okay. Well, I guess it's easier if he's doing drums, right?
Well, no. I mean, so I'm not working with. Jeez.
There's some Coke and Sprite and stuff in there too if you need stuff.
He built like the studio
Yeah.
at his house, so I'm working with him on doing everything.
How old is he now?
13, maybe 14. And so I'm working with him like on writing and recording and voice stuff. And
How do you teach
But I don't do
someone-
very much with him because he does it on his own.
How do you teach someone to write?
I guide their ideas. You show that basically
I've always wondered that. Like, how do you teach someone to write?
it depends on what kind of writing it is. If it's like a singer-songwriting thing, then you teach people about chords and chord progressions and how they work. Usually, hopefully, they are a lyricist on their own, and kind of teach them how melodies come out of chords and how to find good things. A lot of times, people that are interested in writing already have a good start in it some way. You know, maybe they like I can make up good melodies, or I play piano chords. Now, if it's like production stuff, like where they're like, I want to record music, and even if it's like they're not, a guitar player, I try to. We work on recreating song, one of the favorite songs, and then let's learn every instrument and let's re-record the whole thing by ourselves. And usually with technology and stuff, it's pretty easy to do. Not easy, but easy.
But what if you come in and someone's like, you know what, I want to learn how to write a song, and my inspiration is comfortably numb. So let's, something that's got ridiculous amounts of layering and tracks and
as far as production and stuff?
Production-wise, yeah.
I usually tell them, I was like, let's make sure we have an achievable goal first, so it's not going to take a long time.
Yeah.
But, even still, you can break those things down, and as long as you have the tools, keyboards, and all the sounds, in Logic,
you have it.
Tons of stuff. Drums.
It's set up that way now.
It's cool looking.
But that's what I thought.
Okay. In the background, let's try to recreate the sounds. It's just a matter of mimicking.
Huh.
And then hopefully,
like
you're doing
Do
that,
these links work?
You'll learn a lot from digging apart somebody else's songs in different genres, whatever you want to do. You learn what kind of ingredients went in. It's like deconstructing a meal. So what kind of things do you taste? This spice, it does this.
Yeah.
This
Well, I
it
haven't
has
done it
this
in
and
years.
this.
It's been.
And you just
it's
try
an
to
old
recreate it.
Yeah.
You have Chrome on
You
there?
learn a lot.
That's kind of badass. That's kind of really badass.
Yeah, just to see what happens.
Can you hear yourself? Just keep talking.
Hello. There I am.
There you are. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of badass. That's kind of trippy. Because I've always wondered that. Like, how do you teach someone to write a freaking song? I mean, usually it's just built in them.
Yeah, you can start working. You can show them the way to do it, but it's like how much are they going to be able to do is depending on their creativity, level of creativity, which can grow, which takes time too. Some people expect it to be done like in a couple months, and sometimes what I do is I take their basic tune or whatever, and then I kind of produce it in front of them and show them, I'm like, let's take this out, maybe let's focus more on this idea, and then hopefully that kind of shows them what they need to do. Where are we at? What have you guys talked about? Anything
When we come back,
I need to know? Or
I'm going to break.
About the elk sessions.
Yeah, we're going to break it down with you for a second when we come back. Are you ready? Y'all ready?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to turn it down here.
Basically, we're going to talk about how great you are as a human.
Well, I'm afraid that's a little out of my jurisdiction. I want more life, Father.
And we're back. And that was Mountain of Smoke with Tyrell off Gods of the Biomechanics.
Which go check out for sure.
Yeah, that album's badass.
You can't.
It's a good record.
You got to go to SoundCloud, right? Or not SoundCloud.
It's on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
It's a Bandcamp. Yeah. Go
check
to
out
Bandcamp.
Mountain of Smoke's Bandcamp.
Yeah.
All right, so before we left, an intruder entered the studio, entered the temple. Andrew O'Hearn.
hello.
He plays in some bands.
Hello.
Does some things.
I have this camera right in here in front of me.
It's right in front of you.
He plays in
did
this
it.
band called Moon.
Yes, that's right. I'm the lead bassist.
Of the band. What are there multiple bassists?
There is.
You don't know yet.
I'm excited to find out because that's what we were talking about before you showed up. Was the Elk River sessions and how it's Denton's version of Bohemian Grove, and y'all go up there and y'all
do drugs,
praise and worship to a giant owl statue, and you sacrifice someone.
There's some meth,
and then you make some music.
It's in the ballpark.
Next year, Alex Jones will be up there uncovering everything.
Oh my God, that'd be fun. He should be in one of the bands, but we shouldn't tell him. Be like, by the way, you're the singer of a band.
He'd love that.
It would have to be like some kind of weird metal band.
There's got to be some metal, like some footage of him being in the front man of like, I don't Aska or something.
Wow.
Where he's just screaming and
Screaming.
crying.
Yeah.
So what's your take on this whole weekend?
The Elk River thing?
Yeah.
Oh my God. It was a great.
Is this your first year?
Yeah.
You didn't go up last year?
No.
Year before? Okay.
I think it's. Mainly it's kind of like a rock lottery thing. If you guys didn't touch on that already.
We
did it a little bit.
Yeah, and
Thanks for listening on your way over.
I was busy. Too busy. It's like the rock lottery kind of thing, but spread out over 3.5 days. It is a great experience, and one of the really cool things that has happened because of it is this strengthening of the music community in Denton. They did it last year. It's really cool. A bunch of cool people involved in it. That brought a lot of people together, and you saw these people involved with it in the first year, and you see them showing up at the bars. Same people that you always see out and in the music scene. But now, all these people are like giving each other hugs and buying each other drinks and hanging out. And you're like, oh man, what did I miss?
Yeah.
Like what a cool thing to see that. And then, so I was asked to be a part of it for this year. So I was like, sweet.
How'd you find out? Did did a raven appear at your doorstep and
or
was
did
there?
Did they wake you up in your sleep?
Yeah,
a bunch of guys in masks and they jumped you in.
Just like seniors would do the freshmen. They capture you in the morning,
shave your head
and shave your
Do you trust us? They tie a big stone to your penis and they're like, "Do you trust us?
We're taking you to Missouri."
No, seriously, how'd you find out though? Was it
you're just asked? Like
got an email,
I knew the guy. No, I knew the guy that was like his idea, and he approached me and he was like, "Well, I've been talking to people and everyone suggested that you do it." So I guess there's a suggestion thing, like who should we get for this year, and then they kind of narrow it down based on who was suggested to be a part of it, and some of it's based on that, and some of it's based on like the friendship of the people that are running it. Regardless, it's it's just a variety of musicians in the scene. Some of them, have been doing it a long time. Other people are kind of new in it. All kinds of levels of creativity going on. Everyone has their own approach to doing things. Different kinds of egos involved, which is really interesting.
Well, that's what I was
especially in your band.
That's right.
Yeah, your band was very interesting. You had a lot of alphas.
Mm-hmm.
Because of Andrew.
That's right.
I mean,
well,
he's the
several people.
Alpha leader.
He likes to
swing.
in
a good way.
Alpha. No, that's true. And so there was some headbutting, but
is it bad or is it just like you're just kind of like, I don't like that idea?
You know what's weird is that we all came out of it and thinking back, and when we run into each other. By the way, there's this big love fest going on between all the Elk River
really
Sessions people.
Very much so.
We're on this. We have a little group me text, and it's every day. Like
there's
loads and loads, and somebody's like, "What are you guys doing? I'm going here after work." Blah blah
miss
blah.
You guys.
Yeah. Somebody just threw up in my car. Look at it. It's
yeah.
Like the way like we would text each other. It's just like that, but between like 60 people.
It's true,
and
that's badass.
It's a lot of
fun.
My
phone's blowing up constantly.
Get me in trouble.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun, and
I'd get kicked out.
Yeah,
immediately.
I don't know. It's everyone's super. We're to the point where people are really open with each other, and especially because it's like you're going on a retreat for 3.5 days. You learn a lot about people, and how they act and what they can handle.
You don't take any loved ones or anything on this thing, right? No girlfriends or wives or anything like that.
No.
It's just the musician.
Well, that's
and
a distraction. You don't want to be distracted.
Yeah,
it's
just your piece, your guitars,
right.
and what you need, and that's it.
You're there to work.
And gear wise, like what do you? Obviously, you drag all your stuff up there for recording. Your mobile rig we talked about.
Yeah.
Everybody brought gear. You bring your gear.
So what'd you roll up there with? Did you roll
me?
Just your 115?
Well, I did. And so I didn't know what I was going to be going there for, like initially.
Andrew played bass on this thing, by the way. If you're listening, and wondering
that. I do a couple of things.
A lot of things
For the Rock Lottery. I chose bass, you know. And I think some of the reason why I was chosen was due to the rock lottery thing that I had done a couple of years ago. And so it was like, I think that's maybe like a way they look at it first, because one of the guys that is involved in it is this guy Chuck, who helped do the rock lottery things for the past year or two, or three in Denton. And so he's judging it a lot on that. Like
that's the Fire Festival to Burning Man.
Yeah,
like you have to go to the local festival before you can go to the big festival.
That's right. You got to earn your way up.
You got to get your
Have
way
you done
there.
rock lottery yet?
No.
No, you're not ready.
Are you alpha?
Alpha speaks. So, I was asked on that, and there are some people that know me more for Shaolin, and then there's other people that know me more for playing bass with Jessie Fry, because she was.
Wait, you're the bass player for Jessie Fry?
Wait, this is weird.
That's funny.
This is strange.
This is
Check this
strange
out.
here.
I went to go see Ghost years ago, and this guy stops me. And I'm usually at metal shows. I'm used to being stopped for like Shaolin stuff. And this guy's, oh, hey. I was like, oh, hey, man, what's up? He's like, are you the bass player for Jessie Fry?
Did you go do a fireball with him?
No. I was like, yes.
No, you didn't.
I got to go. And I turn around and be like, well, this is a first at a metal show.
What's funny about that is down in Austin, someone stopped me and goes, Andrew, you cut all your hair and your beard off. Where'd it go?
Is this when you were playing with her?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Did it really?
No.
I was going to say, that'd
have been
funny.
awesome, though.
Well, have you heard about Tanner? Tanner is the backup. I don't know if you want to call him backup drummer, but other drummer for Jessie Fry. Dustin,
He's in the bullpen with me.
Yeah, Dustin plays bass.
How big is her
if I'm not-
lineup now these days?
Hey man,
Does she-
that's a smart move. You got
Totally great.
backup band.
Yeah.
That's right.
You never have to worry if someone says, well, I'm busy that weekend. All right, let me go get this one.
Yeah,
But she's a smart girl.
Yeah.
and so Tanner looks a lot like Chad, who's the main drummer. And there was a guy at one of the gigs that Tanner was playing and I was playing, and he was standing on the side of the stage, and he goes, Chad! Hey, Chad! Chad! And I was like, that's not Chad. It looks like him, but
it's not him.
He's like, oh, man, I'm one of Chad's friends. I'm like, you're not that good of a friend.
Not that good. Yeah.
Anyway, so I wasn't sure what I was going to be there for. And I saw the line. I was like, hey, Catfish, this is the guy's name that runs the thing. I was like, do you have anybody put in bands yet? Because they do put you in the bands. I'm sure you guys talked about that. And, it said that I'm down there for bass. So I'm like, cool. I don't really, as far as songwriting, I don't sit there and write songs on bass. And I figured if everyone's going in as songwriters and doing a band kind of thing, I don't know who's songwriters and who's not songwriters. So I brought an amp, bass amp, a bass guitar. I brought a guitar amp and my Telecaster, and I brought a keyboard, like a lead synth keyboard, and I just had it all set up because I didn't know what was happening, and I had a microphone too. So
You're like, look at me. I don't need all you guys.
I was like, I don't know if I'm going overboard, but I don't know what
to expect.
What's
yeah.
going on here,
Right?
And so I'm ready for whatever.
That's smart.
Yeah.
So so yeah, that brings us into this situation that was just a delight. And
so what'd you end up doing?
so I did bass on almost everything. So there were 4 songs that were written. Every band had 4 songs, right?
The first band, Feather had 3.
Feather
The
had
other
3.
2 had 4.
So Feather, the first band, they had Thursday night to work on their stuff, and then basically like Friday afternoon to work up 3 to 4 songs, and then they were going in the studio in the evening on Friday.
Yeah.
Didn't have very much time at all. All right, so because Friday morning we went on a canoeing trip, and everyone drank.
Oh, there's activities too.
So the actual
okay.
the names of the bands are thought up of
Pre-assigned.
They're pre-assigned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pre-assigned.
They were derived from song titles from last year's bands.
What were the names of you have Feather and
so
Moon.
there was Feather, Mushroom, and Moon.
Okay.
Yeah, which came from song titles from last year.
I'm thinking I'm knowing what's going on now.
So like Moon was from Bleak Moon.
Yeah.
Feather was from Feather in the River. and then mushroom was from cow patty mushroom.
Yeah, I've
Now-
had one of those before. It's got to have a purple skirt on it.
Did
You gotta
y'all-
wash it off real
You
good.
got to go from on top of a building,
Yeah.
and it hits the ground and becomes a cow. Anyway, did you talk about the producers part of it?
I did not.
Okay, so the way they worked it this year is, I think last year wasn't there just like one or two producers?
Kind of. Mackenzie Smith, who was also in one of the bands,
Right.
kind of tried to help direct things a little bit when he could.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this year they thought it was a good idea to take people from each one of the bands, correct? And
Yes.
and they were
Yes.
they were assigned to be a producer for the new bands. All right. So there was
That's kind of badass. That's
It
cool.
was pretty cool. Yeah.
it's a great idea. And
Totally.
I think it's really necessary too, because this way you have a guy that sits there and is like, either watches the band do their thing, and if they're doing their thing, great. But maybe there's moments where you get people in there that don't know how to start. You know, the hardest part about anything is getting started doing it.
Yeah.
So you don't know. Maybe they need to just, for a lame term, shepherd ideas. Say that's cool what you're doing. What if you do that? Which would be a lot of fun. Like, I would love to do that. I would love to do that. And that's really cool. So Feather had to go first on this Friday night. Bad thing is that you had to go first. May not have put out your best material. Maybe not. Maybe it was
Their
great.
songs are really good.
Their songs are great. And then, maybe they got lucky. Maybe they're just like badasses like that. Probably a little bit of both, for sure. The good thing about them that I was really jealous about is they got to hang out for like 2 days,
Yeah.
or like all day Saturday and all
Yeah.
day Sunday. They didn't have to worry about it,
Yeah.
They got it out of the way.
Everything's
They
done.
got it out of
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah.
It's true.
The Moon Band, we went last. So we had
This shit better be epic.
it's pretty
Got all this
amazing.
time.
It's pretty good.
Got all that time.
It's pretty amazing. Mushroom, did you talk about how Mushroom was spelled?
No.
He's got V's and fucking umlauts and shit. Like, that's how badass Mushroom is.
That's kind of
You
badass.
spell like that. And their stuff just came out. I heard it in that weekend,
Yeah.
and I looked over, and their drummer, this guy named Eric Park, who plays with a band called Rot of Obsidian,
Mm-hmm.
and he is just a freaking metal beast
He's
on
great.
drums. And then the other guy is Scott Porter, who used to be in Record
Record
Hop
Hop.
back in the day. Has a really cool band. Is Barbara Black still playing?
Yeah, they're not super active, but they're still a band.
God, I think they're great.
They are great.
Freaking
We've
great.
recorded, and it's not released. I don't know why. It's very good.
Awesome.
Supposedly, they want to record more songs and make like a longer. record.
I saw them once, maybe twice, and
Yeah.
I was just like,
It's a good
man,
band.
this band is solid and sounds deep and full, which is kind of rare to have bands with good shit,
Do the bands? Okay, so how many years again has it gone on?
Two.
It's 2
This
years,
is the
right?
second
the
year.
second year.
Yeah.
You've been there both
It's
years.
the second
been there both
annual
years.
year.
Yeah.
So the biannual year, right? Anyway, do they only play those shows? How many, like once a year, or
So
do they go play Dallas and Fort Worth, or
No,
is it just
they
up in
play a
Denton?
handful of shows, probably
all in
somewhere,
Denton.
probably 3,
At
maybe
Dan's
4
usually?
shows. There'll be Dan's. There'll be a show at East Side on the back patio. There might be a show at Andy's. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. And then maybe one more at Dan's, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's it.
You think any of these bands are ever gonna like decide? Oh, this is our new band, and
I've heard some talk about
I've heard
maybe,
some
like
talk
some
too.
maybe
have you
maybe
already, huh?
joking, but some people are talking.
Yeah,
And these bands are good.
yeah.
Like
They
it could
they are
happen.
good, and the more love festy this whole thing gets, I mean, those memories, they're constant memories. You always bring it up. You're like, oh my god, I saw you walking around that one day, and like I said hi to you, and you
Started throwing
you
up
looked
everywhere.
like a Sasquatch sighting walking through the woods, and you ignored me. You're
This
like,
sounds
"Oh."
like something you've been told, Andrew.
I don't know. Maybe it's something I've experienced firsthand.
I got to throw out there. I think a prime example of the sort of the camaraderie is us. We've always been around each other, never really talked much.
Always,
And
like for years,
for-
since
I
the
don't know
beginning.
Yeah.
Even since James started
Yeah.
going over to
Yeah.
take Hoof over there?
Well,
you
we
had
just
to
we just
really-
never.
We just never talked.
Well, you are both
It
dicks.
just never happened. Yeah. But now we've been talking quite a bit, and it's great.
Yeah.
Lots of new friendships have been made through this.
Yeah.
People, by me as included, like I've become friends with a lot of the band members that I either barely knew or loose acquaintance. Now,
Yeah.
like everyone, I think is much closer than they
Yeah.
were before.
Definitely, and it's like I said, it's people that you see around all the time. I've seen Michael since the Guttereth days.
Yeah.
Man,
Did he
almost
say it
since the
right?
beginning.
Did he say it right?
No,
How do you say it?
Gutterth.
What did I say?
Guttereth?
Guttereth.
It's not a metal band.
I haven't said it right yet.
Gutter.
It's
I've
fine.
tried like 6 times.
I let it slide.
That's why he never talked to me.
Gutter.
That's what it is. Okay, so go back to the logistic part of this because you said you're on a board.
Yeah.
That kind of picks who goes and.
Yeah.
Okay.
Were there, are there no doubles this year? No one that was last year except for
Tracy
the,
Batson.
That's it.
She's
Okay,
the one
she
who
did
has MS. Who
Okay.
she had benefited her last year.
Yeah.
Okay. So she went both.
Have you guys ever heard of the band Surrounded by Monsters?
Yes.
That's her band.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you got that. Her and her husband Michael.
That I did not know, but yes. Okay. I've heard of that band. I've never seen them.
But generally speaking, there's no repeats.
Okay. So when are you part of the whole crew that also lines up the bands, builds the bands out,
Like who's going to
and
play
make
with who?
sure who's going to be where? Do y'all sit there and
Sort of. I didn't really do it, but I think I could. Like,
okay?
I wasn't.
I didn't know if there was like a committee thing too, like a group
kinda
of people.
kinda. But
And do y'all really think that out? Like, okay, this is a guitar player, this is a bass player, this is a
I
drummer.
think yes.
You do?
This is a
Yes.
singer, and
Yes.
these.
But you're
I
not-
know these people can write.
Right.
But you're not thinking about who would be better with who. You're thinking about this guy plays this guy plays
I
that.
think all of it's
and you just
considered.
Oh, it is?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think they're just thinking, what would make a cool band? Like these people would be cool together in a band. I think that's how
That's
what's
badass.
happening.
That's
Yeah.
really, really cool.
It's
so
just
it's
like,
not just throw it up against the wall and see if it sticks. There's actually been thought behind who plays
yeah,
with who.
like Andrew Ahern with Poppy Zander and Burton Lee.
That'd be awesome.
Let's see what
Yeah,
happens.
wow.
Like that's a weird combo. Yeah, and it worked.
It worked really good.
Yeah.
And there are 4 other people. There's 7 people in our group.
Yeah, y'all had the biggest group, right?
Yeah, Hale who's like an amazing
Great singer.
soul singer. Hagen on drums is super solid drummer.
Yeah.
Who's like might be my son. I'm not sure.
Uh-oh.
Oh wait.
Well, no.
How'd this week? What?
So when I first ran into Hagen, I saw him in a bar, and my friends were with me, and they were like, "Oh my God, look at that guy over there," and he looked like a young version of me. Like it was like it freaked my friends out. They're like, that guy? What's going on here?
That guy's the bass player for Jesse Fry.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, I can see this totally because he had. So as of now, he's like
He had a DMT time trip.
He's much cooler looking now. He's got his
Oh.
sides shaved and he changed his color glasses. But he had black glasses. His hair was all long, and he had a beard. And I was like, man, I hope that guy is not an asshole, because I know that he's. I get mistaken for somebody that looks like me a lot. I don't know who it is. Maybe it's him.
Someone's gonna
Maybe we
punch me in the
figured this
face for
out.
that guy.
And so like I was like, man, what, that guy's a total dick. Like, what if he's like going around causing shit and people are like, oh, that's that guy from Shaolin Death
That
Squad.
lead singer, Shaolin
He's
Death Squad,
fucking
is a
asshole.
dick.
Yeah, so there's probably a nice looking dude that looks like you, man, and actually he's a good guy. And he just gets the shit beat out of him because of the shit you do.
There probably is. There probably is a good version of me somewhere out there.
Anyway, I finally went up to him months later and I was like, hey man, like I just have to introduce myself, and I was like,
Are
blah
you
blah
a
blah.
dick?
And so yeah, he had gotten mistaken too
For
and
you.
yeah, like everyone's like he it was not a weird situation.
He immediately
meet each
changed
other.
his look.
I think so. I think he did. Anyway, he's the sweetest guy, super
Yeah.
nice, great guy, and now like we run into each other and he's like, "What's up, Pops?" And I was like, we have to tell the story again and again and again and again. Anyway, and then another guy, Andrew Roethlisberger,
Yeah,
who plays in a band called
What?
Criminal Birds.
great voice.
And he's
And,
a,
Not the quarterback.
No,
Goes
Birds
to
of Night.
Pittsburgh.
Birds of Night.
Birds of
Excuse me,
Night.
Birds of Night. Whoops, I always get those two mixed up.
there's too many bird bands too.
There's a lot of bird bands.
There's a lot of bird
It's
bands.
all right.
birds.
It's the season of birds. Birds fly.
Yes.
So getting into the actual, you kind of you
And Kyle Grove
talked about
also.
it a little bit. The ego part.
Oh yeah.
So when that's happened, when people started butting heads a little bit, I don't know if it happened in your group, but I guess this question's more for you, for what you've seen happen. So what does it go on for about 30 minutes, and then people are like, oh, we got to get past this real quick, and then, or how did that pan out usually?
Well, not to jump in front here, but like we had some issues like that. Sometimes it wasn't a big deal. Sometimes it was just like, I acknowledge your ego, and let's work it out. Or there's ways to work with that, and we all have a little bit of that. And so we also know how to deal with it. People with egos, like you just kind of got to know when you're going and when you're backing out. So there was like in the beginning, like when I start jamming with people, I start having a lot of ideas, and I'm like blah 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 blah, and I told them straight out, I'm like, hey, if I ever take over too much, I was like, just let me know. Like, I'm not going to be upset about it. And being that I'm holding a bass, I know my place. Cause I'm the bass player. Let me just hang out here. And if things start slowing down, I can jump in. But I'm also really interested in the way other people work. So I was looking at it more of a learning experience. To see how other people deal with it. Because all these people in this band were super badass. And they're all different genres and all different personality types. So, there have some people that get a little heated more than others. I think that I'm a pretty chill person, and I can let other people get heated because sometimes that's what they need. They need to get heated so they can, and vent and then do their thing. And ultimately, it all worked out good. And retrospectively, talking to other people in the group, everyone was like, I learned so much, about everything, and that even when there are disagreements, like retrospectively, people were like, oh well, so and so said this, and so and so said that, and so said this, and they weren't wrong in what they said. It was just like I was, or the individual was like, I wasn't ready for that, and these people might be the quote unquote leaders of their bands, in some way. So when you put a bunch of leaders in a room, whether it be in production or in music, you got to learn how to learn that dynamic, and that shows your professionality behind everything. It's like how can you you gel and let's get this done.
There's something really cool about this that you are talking about.
It's
like,
great.
So
There's
something like more like it's almost like it gets into tribalism and like grassroots being a human, and like. It's more than just going in there and making music, is what I'm feeling.
It's like Lord of the Flies, but you're not killing each other.
You didn't kill anyone, did you?
You're just
Andrew?
surviving.
Well, I mean, it'd be interesting to see what a week would do.
Yeah,
I mean, it might change in a week.
Yeah,
but when you don't.
That's the thing. It's kind of the perfect setup to. I mean, I think the time limit is perfect.
I think
if you think about it, because the coolest part of it is the you could almost write a book about this stuff.
Yeah. There's a documentary film.
There is.
They made a movie last year.
Oh, they did?
I don't know if you saw it or heard about it.
Man,
it's not officially out yet.
I just started seeing him posting things. I didn't even know about this until he started posting things on social media.
Last year, there was a whole film crew that came out, which was kind of a lot in a good way. But so last year they made a documentary film. Denton Film Company came out with a bunch of cameras and lights and they made a whole movie. They recorded everyone in the practice spaces. It's really good. You really enjoy it.
It's a great documentary.
It's not officially out yet. It's still they've done a couple of screenings in Denton, sort of a rough cut of it.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to get it on some festivals or whatever and distributed. But it will probably be out sometime early next year. But
they'll probably show it at the Thin Line Festival this year, I'd imagine.
They showed it at Thin Line last year.
Yeah.
They may show it again, perhaps. I don't know if they'll do it 2 years in a row.
You don't think that it's available though to just
not.
anyone yet? Okay.
No.
It'd be cool to have it ready for the time the shows roll around.
Yeah, that would be cool.
They're not ready though. I know they're not. Like
not that far along.
it's still in editing, and they're doing color correction. They're doing a lot of things. It's not ready, but
It's great.
It's really good. It gives you an insight into the songwriting. They show each band writing a song and from start to finish pretty much, and stuff in the studio, and it's real cool.
Yeah, it's great. They have a story of Tracy, who's dealing with MS right now, and then they have moments of what happens in between. You know, when people are hanging out in front of a fire, and drinking and having a good time, and down on the river, and it's a great moment. And I'm so glad I saw that before I went to it. You know, because it really helped.
Oh, you did? You saw the documentary?
I saw the documentary at the Thin Line Festival in Denton, which was about 7 months before this whole thing happened.
Yeah,
and it helped really get me into the idea. And I don't know if this is this. No, I think I had been asked. I had been asked about it, and because it's a situation where go out here with people that you kind of know, and you always look for people like, oh, I'm glad you're going. Like I work with Poppy, who was in the band that I was in, and so we have a relationship already. So it's kind of like, oh, cool, you're going, you're confirmed to go. All right, awesome. Like, and then there's some other people that I knew, and then there's some people that I knew more than others, and then some people that I totally know who they are, but I don't think we know each other at all. And so, there's a little bit of anxiety that goes into it where you're like, oh, I'm getting ready to go into a woods, like 5.5, 6 hours away from home, and like in a place I don't know where I am, with all these people. I don't know the sleeping situations. I ended up sleeping on a love seat in some lady's house that knows this really great person that lives on the property. Anyway, it was fine. It was a good thing, and I just learned a lot, and it was a good.
So the shows are gonna be in October. Are the
first one's in October?
The first one's in October.
There'll be more.
October 21st, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So that show, will you guys get together and practice for that? Is there like a whole structure? Like you're actually gonna work it up? Or is it gonna be like, yeah, we'll get together and we'll just see what happens?
Well, I mean, I don't know how it worked last year, but I mean, being that we're all still in contact, we've already talked about jamming. We'll do a rehearsal, probably one. I mean, there's only 4 songs, so
yeah.
And we all most
and
of
if
us
y'all are all
have rough
badasses,
cuts.
That's what I was wondering. Is like if all y'all are badasses, is it one of those things where you really?
That's
need to
one of those
practice?
things that you'll see. I don't know the work ethics of everybody here. Are they going to go home and relearn those songs? And these are songs that we've been playing for 2 days, 3 days straight.
Yeah.
So now that they're recorded and we have rough mixes of something that we can actually refer to.
That was my next question: was how quick did they get the rough mixes back in order to remember these songs?
They're being revised right now. We're doing revisions, but I mean, I sent the first rough a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Something like that.
This guy works super, super quick. And,
just so they, there's plenty of time to relearn them for the shows.
Yeah.
So, that should be interesting, and I know Hale already offered her house. She said, I have a house we can rehearse in, which is great because that's always one of the problems. It's like, where are we going to rehearse? Who's got a space? And between 7 people, you think that somebody does. I mean, I have a space, but it's down here in South Lake, or down wherever close to here.
Where South Lake is.
It's down where South Lake is in South Lake.
In South Lake.
So, that's good. She lives in Denton, so we'll get together and jam those tunes. And that should be interesting to see how everything pans out, and what kind of ideas we have for the show. So, I'm playing bass on one thing. I'm doing some singing on one. It was one song that I'm playing guitar on, mainly.
You can play guitar?
Yeah. I can. Well, yeah. Why?
So let's talk about one thing that we've kind of looked over, or we haven't really touched on, was the this canoe trip. What happened with this canoe trip? Y'all tell us a little bit about it, or
it's pretty easy.
I mean, it happened last year as well. It's basically just kind of a team building thing, pretty much. It's just
so
for
like
everyone.
A rite of passage type.
It's for everyone to get to know each other. Really, they rent a bunch of canoes, and everyone just kind of floats down the river. It's a couple-hour deal. Last year it was a little bit longer, but this year, so yeah, everyone just floated on the river. They had a canoe with drinks in it as well.
Anybody tump over?
A little bit,
yeah,
not too bad. And then they got out and swam as well.
We did like 3 or 4 stops where you get out in some.
It's a shallow river. You can stand, you can walk in it.
But still, so that was. It's more of a. It's not as much a party thing as it is just go get to know each other type thing. Break the ice.
Right. And I think the intention, and I think it kind of works, is that some of the song ideas come out of the river trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like that is the case. I know last year multiple songs were specifically drawn from the river trip, and I think this year it seemed like some of them were as well.
Mm-hmm. Definitely some inspiration. Well, lyrically, a lot of the stuff was just inspired.
It's real cool. I went on and last year I didn't go, but this year I actually went on the river trip. I didn't plan on it at all.
Shirtless?
Didn't have a swimsuit. No.
Okay.
And I didn't have river shoes or anything. So it was torture walking on those rocks.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because I borrowed these stupid flip flops from Catfish, and they broke. I broke his shoes.
That's the story of flip flops.
And so I was walking on these. It was awful, but it was a great time. But
it did.
If you go, you need to bring like the little water shoes.
Yeah.
Are we invited?
I don't know about this.
I don't know about that. If you ever end up there,
maybe Volume 3 should be okay, guys. We don't have a film crew, but we have a podcast going on.
Yeah,
I'd go up there and do it.
You're live podcasting the whole thing,
and
we wouldn't
I know
get in trouble
you have
or
a
anything
photographer
like that.
up there.
Yeah,
I know him very well, but I could always be a second shooter.
Hey man, I'll throw your name in the pool.
But
in the river,
it's really, really, really cool.
It is.
The whole concept is badass.
I didn't shower the whole time.
You didn't?
I wore a bathing
either.
suit. I wore a bathing suit the whole trip.
I didn't shower either.
Slept in the bathing suit. Just wore the same shirt.
Then you drove home with yourself going, what is wrong with me?
Well, let me tell you what was fucked up is that on Sunday they came into all the rehearsal spots and they're like, all right, guys, we got to go do a picture. You guys ready to go do the picture? And everybody was like, what? What? Like, who told us about a picture?
And that group picture's amazing.
Was this the last day?
Did you see it? Yeah,
it's
yeah.
great.
Was it the last day?
It was like the last... It was the Saturday, right? I guess. Yeah, it was the Saturday because we recorded Saturday night.
Yeah.
And so like they took us away, and I was like, oh my god, I'm in my freaking shark print bathing suit with like these like boots and like a Delta Lodge shirt.
That's awesome.
Delta Lodge reunion shirt.
Let's see here.
You know, some of the girls were like, oh my god.
You don't have to be ashamed of who you are.
No, and you know, I started thinking, yeah, right. I'm already am anyway. I started thinking about, you know, it's the whole capture the what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's in the same boat, more or less.
Yeah. The pictures. I had to do my picture right in the middle of y'all's recording session.
Right.
We were in the middle of recording you, and they were like, "You have to do the picture right now." And so I literally ran, like.
Are you hiding yourself?
Kind of.
To where the picture was taken, and then like directly from running, they took this close-up headshot. And it was. It turned out fine, but it was.
Did you put yours up?
Yeah, it's my Facebook default. It was a moment.
Yeah, man, I'm
I think we're gonna probably do another show on this.
Yeah.
Like whenever we get the second session up and everything, and maybe get some other guys in here that.
Yeah.
Or when it gets closer to the release.
That's what I just said.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it would be cool.
It turned out okay.
No,
Yeah,
that's
it's great.
good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Marcus does good work. I mean,
You know, he's a great photographer.
he's
Yeah,
a good photographer.
he
so.
is.
It would be cool to see how many people you can get to do. Maybe
I got an idea.
Maybe you go on site somewhere and go to Denton.
I got an idea, Matt.
That's a
do
good
show
idea
in
too.
Denton, you know.
I got an idea, Matt. And this is copyright 2018 JJTM Productions. That instead of doing a bunch of musicians, we do a bunch of podcasters.
A bunch of asshats.
And we go out somewhere,
Yeah.
and then we all divide up and see if we can do a 30-minute show with each other without killing each other.
Yeah, kind of like the round table at.
But you go like in a really
radio
bad
station, the
neighborhood.
ticket.
You go to a bad neighborhood.
We go to a bad neighborhood, and we have to do it.
And you have to do a door-to-door march and talk about people. And
Yeah.
they need to.
No, yeah. Or how about
I
we
don't
do
know
this?
about all that.
How about we take a group of 4 podcasters and we get a big old block of ice and we drop them off in a bad neighborhood and they have to get back to the temple before the ice melts.
Oh, like a game show.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
And we
And
cut one of their
that would be
fucking
silly.
arms off.
That would be silly.
And that's the winner.
We cut one. No,
If you win, surprise, we cut your arm off.
cut your fucking arm off.
Cut your fucking arm off.
All right, so let's talk about something that is even closer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like really closer.
It's true.
It's this Friday
It is.
up in Denton.
Yep.
It is the Civil Audio Presents A free show.
Yeah.
A free.
It's pretty descriptive.
A free, that's
to
what
the
it's
point.
A
oh,
free,
what it says
a
on the
free
thing.
all ages
All
show.
ages show.
A free all ages
All ages
show.
show with free pizza.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got Mountain of Smoke,
Yep.
Starfruit,
Yep.
Never Friends,
Yep.
Flesh Narc,
Yep.
and I
That's
can't see
an
that. Lorelei
awesome
K.
name. Flesh Narc.
Flesh.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Flesh
Is it flesh or flash?
Flesh.
That's awesome.
Flesh narc.
Flesh Narc.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show. It's
Awesome.
it's it's kind of an experiment. It's the first in probably a series. The show is kind of sponsored, presented by Civil Audio, the studio. These are all bands I've recorded, and they're all photos from the recordings on the flyer, which I thought was kind of fun.
That's kind of badass.
And yeah, it's just basically to have fun and to do a cool show. Probably all going to be free all ages shows, and yeah, it's kind of all it is. It's a Dance Over Leaf this Friday, September 7th. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Good time.
I'm going to be there for sure.
Cool.
Well, if you're going to be there, I may be there.
You should go. Well,
You should go.
You know Mountain of Smoke, right?
I do.
We do.
Now, have you heard Starfruit?
No, but I've been told. Need to
Starfruit's
listen to
amazing.
Starfruit.
Amazing.
Man,
And now
they're like the
and Never
Sparks, but like out there.
Yeah, we're working on their new album right now. It's taken over a year, and I think we've done 18 sessions for the Starfruit record, which is a record for me, and it's amazing. It's going to be fantastic.
What?
It is.
Let's see. It starts at 8.
Yeah, doors at 8, first band at 9.
Okay, and then I've heard of Never Friends,
Yeah, they're cool.
but now I'm all interested in this Flesh Narc.
They're real weird. They're kind of, no wavy, noise rocky, sort of real out there. Yeah, they're cool.
Cool.
I've recorded them
Cool.
probably 20
What
times.
was the other band you mentioned that was on the bill? Y'all just mentioned them?
Starfruit.
Starfruit. It's right there on the
Starfruit. Look up here.
computer.
Look right here.
There's
Matt.
the flyer.
Don't look at. Don't look at.
Don't
it.
look. Don't
Don't
look.
Memory.
Look
Don't
at the
look to
mic.
your right. Look to
Enhance
your
your
left.
memory.
Don't look.
Wait, don't look. Now look. Now look at it again. Now don't look.
Look at me.
Look at
Look
me.
at you.
No, look at you.
Yes.
Look at me. Look at me. Look at you.
Yeah, Starfruit's great.
And do you
And
have anything
this
in
is
the?
Lorelei K's very first full band show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, first time ever.
That
So-
seems to be a thing lately.
Yeah, so there's
There's
that.
a lot of people doing
It's
that.
going to be great.
It's cool to have a first time full band show,
Yeah,
but that can only happen once,
this is the moment.
and then you have to start a new project.
That's why you have to come.
Or you could knock it down to like a barbershop quartet.
The
And
first,
so this is
full,
the first
full
full
quartet show.
Quartet show.
Otherwise, I'm barbershop solo.
Yes.
She's playing last, right, Lorelai?
Correct.
Where does Mountain of Smoke fit in all this?
They're in the middle. It's going to be
And who's free pizza?
Never Friends, Flesh Narc, Mountain of Smoke, Starfruit, Lorelei K.
And if you want the free pizza, should you be there early, or do you think it's going to be an ongoing thing? Because this is
It
important.
will be there early, and it will probably run out sooner than later.
So it's not free pizza all night.
No, it is.
I mean,
It's
as long as
just
it's
free
maybe.
pizza for a second.
Free pizza
So it's
until
like a
it's gone.
bobblehead. It's like a bobblehead.
Yeah, it's bobblehead night.
Free pizza
bobblehead.
till it's
We
gone.
got to get there until the first 2,500 people through the door get free pizza.
Sure.
The good thing is it's at Dan's.
So there's
So
not
you're not going to have
2,500
2,500 people.
No.
Yeah. Well, guys, it's
You
been
will
great.
probably see my
Yeah,
face up
absolutely.
there. I wanted to ask you one more thing. What else
Yes.
you got coming down the pipe that we can look forward to?
A
You got
lot.
Anything new?
A lot of records, a lot of good stuff. We're working on a new Lorelei K album, speaking of that. A bunch of stuff. Have you heard of Doomfall?
Yes.
They're real cool. I just recorded
Yeah,
them.
the guys from what's the name of their other band? One that just quit.
Orkanaut.
Orkanaut.
Yeah. I just did a record with
Doomfall.
them. Really, really good. Amazing vocals. Same Kate, who did the guest vocal on Mountain of Smoke.
Mhm.
She sings in this band. It's great.
In Doomfall?
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued now.
It's really good. Her vocals are amazing.
I've seen him posting some stuff on the Instagram. The
Yeah.
gram, and I've seen him gram some
I think
pieces, and
I'm
it sounds really
pretty
cool.
sure that they're going to. They want to record more. I think we did 2 12-minute songs.
They were into that last time they came in here.
Yeah.
Remember, they were into
Yeah,
the
we-
long
So-
Bell Witch and stuff.
we
They
had
were all
long
into that.
talks about that after the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We had long 30-minute talks.
yeah, about these
About
12-minute
12-minute
songs.
60
and 12-minute
So
songs.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I could be wrong about this, but I think that they're going to release one of those soonish, and then they want to come record 1 or 2 more and release them all together after that. But so hopefully one of them comes out sometime soon.
That I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, it's
That'll
real
be cool.
Man,
Yeah.
y'all have given me like 30 things to obsess on this week.
I know.
I'm
Nice.
like, oh, now I got to go down this rabbit hole.
We got in the show because I got to stop hiding my boner.
Yeah.
I've got all sorts of issues right now.
I told you it was
Just
going to happen once we started talking about it. I was like, I can feel his erection right now.
hitting
it's
you
not even
under the
near me.
table.
Yeah.
Bam, bam. Just
Yeah.
poking your leg. Well, Michael, I'm glad you came in.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate
Anytime
it.
you want to come back,
Yeah.
man, this is
Cool.
great conversation.
Cool.
Yeah,
had a good
pick your
time.
brain some more, and maybe closer when the Elk River stuff is done.
Yeah.
And recorded and stuff, we can come in and talk about it a little
Yeah,
more.
absolutely. I'm down.
And then Andrew,
Thank you. Thank you for accepting me.
We have
we
Always.
always accept you.
I did not bring any wings in here this time, though.
It's okay,
You did
man.
not.
I didn't have time.
You
I'm
did
on
not.
keto right now, so
Yeah,
I
it's all good.
I got to get back in a
just
state of ketosis.
So you just got to, like,
No.
take the bread off.
But
the
that's
breading.
like such
Get the
a
naked
good
wings, right?
part. Yeah.
Naked wings.
You can't have the sauce. I love
Yeah,
the sauce.
yeah, you can. The
But I
buffalo
love it.
sauce is like butter and
Well, yeah, but
there's no sugar in buffalo
basically
sauce.
the only thing that I can get up there at the Hoots is the dry one, the dry rub ones that are the smoked dry rub. That's about it. Because everything else is breaded, and I love it. I wanna eat it
Dry
all.
rubbing.
Dry rub.
The dry dock ones.
So we got to give love to Victor Wrench too. Thanks for
Yes.
giving us our
Everybody
gear
is
and stuff,
Victor
and
Wrench.
that's what we're wearing tonight. We're wearing Victor Wrench.
No
We're wearing
shit.
matching
Yes.
shirts.
You guys got sponsors.
We do.
They're our
Damn.
friends. Go check them out. If you need a T-shirt for school,
All these
back
years
to
we've
school,
tried for Shaolin and
back to school,
Do For It sponsorship.
and you got Christmas.
My
coming
trunk's
up.
right
Got
outside.
cool stuff. Someone, for the love of God, buy something from them and say that we sent you. That's Victor
No,
Wrench.
did you not see the big posting today?
No, I haven't.
New designs, new
we
stuff.
got new
coming
designs
soon.
coming out. So,
yes. Getting
man,
excited.
thanks, Michael.
Thank you.
Michael, how would we find you? Civilrecording.com?
Civilaudio.com.
Civilaudio.com. And
I also
then-
have a new site, michaelbriggsmastering.com. I'm doing mastering, and so you can get a free sample. You just upload your mix right on there, and I'll give you a free mastering sample
Look at that, man.
if you're curious about what it can do for you.
How about a 2-hour podcast?
Do you have a tag? Do you have a tag in there like
we should send him
Master
Ours Eaten.
Briggs Mastering?
I do, actually.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
I
We
do.
should send him.
Is it like a
all
big
of
huffy
Ours
voice
Eaten.
like that?
It's a robot voice. I just put it
Briggs
in like
Mastering.
a text to speech generator online.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
really have an audio
I do.
watermark?
to.
I do.
You have to.
That's
Yeah.
badass. That's
Because
awesome.
it's not
All the
for release.
producers
It's a
do
free
that.
sample, not for release.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a little thing in the middle. I wait for a quiet part in the song, and I'll put it in there.
But do you
mess it all up.
I do.
Are you smart ass about it? Or you're like DJ Michael Briggs.
No, it's like a robot voice, and it just says "Free Test Master" by Civil Audio.
Oh,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
that's
It doesn't
that's
say-
so polite.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
you should switch it up.
It's fine.
Do some shock value, like
Yeah.
infant penises.
Yeah. Fuck off. Really big over it.
Yeah.
Andrew, what do you got going on? Is there any more Shaolin shows?
Yeah. There's the Halloween thing,
There is, which
and
I'm really confused about, and your brother will not tell me anything about.
basically we're not covering a band.
You're just doing generic Halloween songs.
Here's the thing. I don't know if anybody knows this, but we dress up already. So
I didn't know
this
that.
is like the perfect time for us to
Wait.
play. We should just be a Halloween band. We play in August. We should be playing in October. Anyway, so no, this will be a Shaolin show, but there'll be some special things to make it unusual from a normal Shaolin.
So you're going to be in Shaolin clothing?
Yeah.
And the
Well,
mask?
I mean, as of now,
Can I-
maybe
can-
it will change.
Can I wear the mask I sent you today?
Maybe the audience will be in Shaolin.
Is Alex
Oh.
Jones going to do a
And
song with y'all?
is it full Shaolin?
What do you mean?
Well, on
Yes.
the Halloween shows,
It
you've
would
had
not
people
be,
sub in
yes.
and out.
It would not be Shaolin unless it's everybody.
That's awesome.
So
That's
I mean, there's
badass.
always a chance that can change,
Alex Jones
which-
can still be brought in.
in which maybe
Right.
the Alice in Chains thing will come back or something. So
Faith No More. Don't
or
mind
Faith and More, or maybe I think one time we should just like do like a greatest hits, a
Just break
Halloween
it down.
greatest hits. Be
There
like,
you go.
Over the last 13 years, we have dark no. Yeah, so it'll be Shaolin, and it'll be just something a little
Reached
special,
altitude.
a little different. And it'll probably be right smack in the middle of the show, and
That'll be awesome.
It'd be fun.
That'll be awesome.
I don't even know what we're doing yet.
I'm bringing the baby mask. I'm gonna make it.
Oh, you can make that?
And I'm gonna wear it.
I saw that.
To creep you guys
You
out.
should post that on your site.
I sent it to your brother.
Okay. Is that the same thing?
The same mask. I sent it to your brother.
I thought you'd been. That's the same thing as posting it on your site.
Oh, it is. But
I know
then-
this is going to be cut out, so let's just keep talking.
Oh, I don't know. But then
He's
I don't
been
cut
not
anything
doing
out.
that lately.
But anyway,
He's
yes.
been promising me that things were going to be cut, and then the racist joke that someone made just flies right on it.
That someone
It's like,
made.
That someone made.
I'm sure. I'm
the
sure.
anti-Semite.
I'm sure it's hurt you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our listenership has gone down.
People would
because
have
of
to
these
listen
jokes.
in order to be hurt.
Yeah.
So anyway,
gentlemen, thank you
it's
very
been
much.
fun, guys.
I got to go home and go to bed.
Thank you.
And we're out of here. We'll see you next week. Peace.
And I love you.
Mastering by Civil Audio.
Mastering.
Master.
See, I ought to send you the podcast.
Oh, it sounds so much better with the headphones on. There you go. Let me not have to talk so loud.
Yeah. I should send you the podcast, and you do that, and then I just leave it in there and upload it.
That would be
Once in a
funny.
while, it's
Yeah,
like
that would be cool.
Mastering, and everyone would go, "What's going on?"
Just
And it
that-
won't make sense till the end.
Right over every punchline. Mastering by Civil. And then he said, mastering by Civil Audio.
Say, here, fix this.
I could. I could.
That was fun. Got made. Yeah, that was good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime, man.
well.
Like I said, I've been a fan since
Day one.
2009.
Cool.
It's got to be, because that's when I came across it, and I was like, this is fucking cool as shit.
Yeah.
And no one was doing it. Bye-bye, chat room.